Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Your Live Events broadcast of North Dakota High School football. And do we have a dandy for you tonight? The Horace Hawks playing host to the Kindred Vikings. Both teams opening up this season with victories and victories in their new divisions. Kindred moving up from Class 1A to 2A, while the Horace Hawks jumped up from 2A to 3A. But in terms of talent on both of these rosters, it knows no division. They're both very solid teams. The Hawks, coming off last year's 2A state championship, opened the season last week in Grand Forks against Red River with a 34-7 victory, a rematch of last year's 2A state title game. Meanwhile, the Kindred Vikings opened up their season at quote-unquote home, which ended up being right here on this field, a game that Your Live Event brought to you against Devils Lake. Won that one easily, 42-12. We'll have plenty more to get to in this pregame show, including hearing from both head coaches, and our thank you to DJ Coulter Agency for bringing us that pregame interview. Your auto, your business, your life, and your farm insurance agency that wants a shot at your business. Go to djcoulter.com. We will take a break. When we come back, we will hear from the head coach of the Horace Hawks, Harvey McMahon. You're watching North Dakota High School football on Your Live Event.
Ada Building Center has been serving the Red River Valley with exceptional customer service and competitive prices. From computer drafting, estimating, on-site consultations, free product delivery, they are there for you from start to finish. Ada Building Center, LLC, Highway 200 East Edge, Ada, or online, adabuildingcenter.com. They'll help you turn your project into a masterpiece. Ada Building Center, LLC, building dreams one project at a time.
Joined now by the head coach of the Horace Hawks, Harvey McMahon, and reigning 2A state champs, but a little bit different coming into this game now because you're 3A and now you're playing 2A, so it is a little bit different. But I think the one question that we would have is with Kindred and the talent that they bring, do you feel the gap is that much different between the Division 3A and Division 2A, especially when it comes to your team versus theirs?
Yeah, I mean, I think the gap between 3A and 2A is significant enough. But I think the gap from us to Kindred isn't necessarily super significant. I think when you watch those guys play, they play really hard. And I wouldn't say just because the number 2 goes to a number 3 next to our name makes it, separates us at all. So I think when you look at that Kindred program, especially, and just their history of things and all that, I don't think that just because we're 3A and 2A, there's a huge gap. I think it's going to be a very tough game either way.
Well, you guys had a great start to the season against Grand Forks Red River last week, a rematch of last year's 2A state title game, a win for you. What did you get out of that from your team in terms of what really worked well, and what do you expect to be something you can hang your hat on as the season continues?
Yeah, I mean, like any first game, I think a lot of us are just trying to figure out what's our identity, what do we do well, what do we not do so well. You get to get some film, real life film, and see, okay, where do we have to improve on and things like that. And so that's what it was for us. We got to see, okay, we gotta correct the mistakes here. This is something maybe we'll scrap from the playbook. We like this kid in this position rather than this position. And then obviously the success, like, okay, what can we build on based off the success we had? So it's kind of a mixed bag of things to work on and things to build on. And so that's what we took away from that. I think we found a couple of players that are new names to the depth chart, and just kind of building that trust with them. And I thought they did a really good job establishing themselves.
Well, who are these guys? I know we've got Ty Garai, Aiden Green. Those two are some names that were very strong last year, contributed to the state title team. But who are some of the new guys that we should be looking out for tonight?
Yeah, I thought Reed Full did a great job stepping in at that middle linebacker position. He plays downhill hard. He does great in the pass drop situations, and he's a junior for us that's just playing really well. And he replaces an all state kid in Gage Falloon, and I thought we didn't miss a beat. I thought he did a great job. And then I thought obviously the big glaring one is Matthew Dick at quarterback. We had Taylor Stefanowicz last year at quarterback, and losing a senior quarterback, a 3-year starter, is a big deal for any program. And I thought Matt came in and did a tremendous job right away. He broke our brief history of Horace High School. He broke our passing record. But he came in and he established himself. He threw the ball well. He did what we asked. Matthew's just a very smart kid who has such a good understanding of the game, and the kids feel that and they rally behind him.
What do you think you're going to be leaning on as we continue through the first part of the season, the defense or the offense?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say. I think it's very typical for defenses to kind of have their ducks in a row first, and then offense, it's about more finding that identity and finding out what works and stuff. And so I think typically defense is kind of leading the charge, but ultimately I think, we're going to be able to play our best, especially if we can get to conference play and have this figured out, but complementary football, if we can be excellent in all three phases of the game. And so, I would say probably defense is probably leads for us, but also, we feel pretty well rounded at this point.
What do you fear the most, or what is going to worry you the most as it relates to Kindred?
Oh, you turn on the film, and I just admire a lot of those. I know the coaching staff pretty well over there, and I just admire what they do. They've been the gold standard in North Dakota high school sports for the last 5 to 6 years, between track, basketball, football, you name it. And it's a credit to that coaching staff. It's a credit to that community. They got great kids. They got great coaches. And I turn on their tape after the game Friday against Devils Lake, and I mean, the first thing I think anybody would see is just how hard those kids play. I don't think any of their kids take a play off. And so that's a great challenge for our program is, okay, you kind of have the gold standard coming into town, and they just don't take a play off. And so, to allude to your first question, 3A, 2A, it doesn't matter. I think these guys could compete at any level, and we're in for a good challenge for sure.
Ton of talent on that team. There are a couple guys that we know are getting some really heavy looks at high Division I level for football. So the talent, like you said, is without question. And this talent on your team without question as well. So we're excited for this game. Coach, I appreciate you spending just a few minutes with me on the pregame show to talk about this, preview it, and wish you good luck in tonight's contest against the Vikings.
Appreciate it. Thank you guys for the coverage and all you do.
Awesome. That is Hardy McMahon, head coach of the Horace Hawks. When we come back here on the Your Live Event pregame show, we'll sit down with the head coach of the Kindred Vikings, Eric Burgad. You're watching North Dakota High School football on Your Live Event.
Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. How did your planting season go this year? Are you looking to make improvements for next year instead of breaking the bank on a whole new planter? Get the best price of the year on upgrades for your planter from Agassiz Precision Ag this summer. Get $50 back per roll per product for some of our best-selling solutions. Make the precision decision for your planter this summer. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or visit planterdoc.com for more information.
No job too big, no call too small. Bears Home Solutions handles it all. You need a bear in there, oh yeah. Keeping homes just right with expert care. Let our stars guide you when repairs scare. You need a bear in there.
Check out bearshomesolutions.com.
Give them the freedom to grow with the peace of mind of security and safety.
Let me do my thing. So get ready, get up, get ready, yeah.
America's Best Checking for students from Bell Bank makes it easy to let them do their thing.
It's what it's all about.
Visit www.bell.bank/student-checking to learn more. Or stop into a branch near you to open an account today.
Let me do my thing.
Bell Bank, member FDIC.
For the last 25 years, Carlita Dietz at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Premier Properties has been serving the real estate needs of Fargo Moorhead and the surrounding communities. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, Carlita is ready to help you evaluate the market and make the right choice for you. Take the first step into selling into your next home by calling Carlita Dietz at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Premier Properties at 701-367-5918. Experienced, confident, qualified. Carlita Dietz.
Joined now by the head coach of the Kindred Vikings, Eric Bergag. Coach, big win for you last week at the same field that you're going to be going to this week. And before we look forward to that, let's talk a little bit about last week, specifically about the run offense. 280 yards, 244 of that from Brock Johnson. What did you see in film after watching it that was really successful or really worked well for you guys to be able to run the ball so effectively last week?
There's a lot of different things that contribute to that, and a lot of it, I think first it starts with the confidence of the kids, just in the confidence in the scheme, confidence in their responsibility and job within the play, and I think when kids are feeling confident, the type of play they bring to the table is really fast and really physical, and I would say that we saw that all night with our offensive line, that they were very sure in what they were doing. And same with our backfield players too. And we had really good perimeter blocking from our wide receivers, and same from our H's and our R's. It all did a good job blocking for each other. So I think the confidence, good scheme, and just hungry physical attitude that we're going to come off the ball and always get a positive carry. You kind of all saw that all come together, and ended up getting some big rips, and that's fun when you're able to rip the 40, 50-yard touchdowns, and it's not going to feel like that always. We're not going to get that every week, but we got it on Friday night, and we capitalized, got momentum early.
Yeah, defensively, 10 tackles for loss, 3 sacks. Tannen Johnson had just a whale of a game. It's going to look a little bit different, though, this week. You got Ty Garay, one of the best running backs in the state, especially at the AAA level. What have you guys been working on defensively to try and attack the rush offense of the Hawks?
Yeah, we didn't feel like we defended the run very well on Friday night against Devils Lake. We thought we got seamed a couple times, and it's not a specific player, it's not a specific position group. I feel like we have a lot of youth and inexperience within our defense, and I think they need more time playing together, more time practicing together. So that was kind of the message going into the meeting on Monday, is that, hey, this is what we put on tape on Friday night. We didn't like it. Now we got to go find corrections and see the intent and the willingness to correct those mistakes throughout the week in practice this week. And I feel like we're getting better. It feels like we're trending in the right direction. The communication's getting better. The tackling, the fits within the run scheme. So a lot of improvement still needs to be made on that side of the football, but we're very well aware of it and what we got to fix and how we got to do it.
Your first year in Division 2A and already playing a 3A school. Now, again, there's a little bit of context here. Obviously, Horace just made the jump up after winning the 2A state title last year. Again, I asked this question last week. I assume you're going to give me the same answer, but I like to ask it anyways. Do you feel that the gap between where you're at now and where Horace is at today, is that wide?
I really have no idea. You don't know until you play it. I mean, you have your assumptions and you get a pretty good feel just based on watching their last game, and but you also know they got a ton of weapons on offense. They can really stretch the field vertically, horizontally. Their offensive line is so stinking sharp, and they play well together as a unit, and quarterback played well on Friday night too. So really big challenge, knowing that they had success last year and they carried that momentum right into this season and put on a sharp performance on Friday night. But we feel like we did that to a certain extent too. So it feels like a big game, even though it's different divisions, non-conference type stuff. It still feels like it has that big game presence to it. So I know our kids are excited for the matchup, and we just look forward to Friday night.
What do you think, Coach, will be the one thing that you guys execute well enough that will deliver a victory for you?
Oh, we got to play good complementary football. We, on the offensive side of the football, we can't give them the ball back. We have to put drives together and we got to pick up first downs the hard way. It's, there might be times where we were able to put together a 50-yard drive, but then it ends in a punt, and that's an okay thing, is not as long as we're not taking TFLs, not taking sacks, and just constantly applying pressure offensively, being a threat, never taking a negative play. And then, on defense, you got to force a couple turnovers, which is going to be incredibly hard with just how explosive and well-disciplined they are as an offense. But if you're not able to force a couple turnovers against a good team, you're going to have a tough time down the stretch. So we got to play good complementary football, control a little bit of the clock, and protect the ball when we're on offense, and see if we can grab a few when we're playing D.
It'll be a fun game. Like you said, it doesn't appear to be that big of a division difference between you two. It is, in a sense, because of the location, kind of a budding rivalry, if you will, if this continues to be played out, because of how close Kindred and Horace continue to become, right? Just the growth that both cities have had. So this is a fun game. I've been looking forward to it since it was released on the schedule, and excited to have this one on our broadcast tonight. So, Coach, good luck in tonight's game against the Hawks, and good luck the rest of the night.
Thanks for having me, Dan.
You bet. Coach Eric Burgat of the Kindred Vikings. When we come back, more from the Your Live Event pregame show from Horace. You're watching North Dakota High School football on Your Live Event.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
As an American Family Insurance agent, Chris and Monica Heisey look out for what matters to you most, even when nothing is wrong. These days, everyone wants to save money, and they can show you how easy it is to have multiple policies by combining your auto and homeowners insurance. Let Chris Heisey Agency with American Family Insurance put some change back into your pocket. For more info, visit chrisheisey.com. That's chrisheisey.com for all the details.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Dan Gunnarsson back here at the Horace High School football field, getting ready for this, what appears to be, what looks to be, what we anticipate to be a really fun matchup between the Horace Hawks and the Kindred Vikings. Horace Hawks will be introducing their team shortly here. They'll also be introducing a banner. Obviously, last year's 2A state champions, moving up to 3A as well. And it does feel kind of like a better fit for them long term as Horace continues to grow. On the north side of the field, in fact, there is construction going on currently to expand the junior high here in Horace already. After a few years of being established, that school needs to be expanded. This area growing, a beautiful area south of Fargo, although you can see the Fargo outskirts right to the north of here. And Kindred growing as well as a city, as a school district, not more than 15-minute drive just south of here. So these two towns growing in directions that is closing the gap And the talent gap that both of these football teams have, not that far apart. If we take last week's results as any indication of how talented these two teams are, this game again could be a close one when it comes to the scoreboard. 42-12 the win for the road team today, the Kindred Vikings. Last week they were the home team, but they were here. There's some work being done on the track surrounding the football field down in Kindred, not quite done yet. So Horace kind enough to allow Kindred to play their home opener on this field last week against Devils Lake, a 42-12 beatdown of the Kindred, or I should say of Devils Lake. Brock Johnson really helped lead the squad when it came to that one. He ended up going for 144 yards and 3 scores on 15 carries last week. You also had Tannen Johnson on the defensive side for Kindred, 8 tackles, 7 solo, 2 sacks, and 4 tackles for loss. Both those two one-man wrecking crews on either side of the ball. For the Horace Hawks, a 34-7 win against Grand Forks Red River last week, introducing Matthew Dick, the new quarterback for the Hawks, who threw for 3 scores, 238 yards, completing 82% of his passes. Ty Garai, who was not listed as the starter last week, he is this week, 103 yards and a score for him. Aiden Green, a name you're going to hear a ton of. One of the best athletes in the state of North Dakota. Great basketball player, has incredible hands and incredible vertical on the outside. Went for 676 and 2 scores of his own. And then Cooper Fuchs, 8 tackles, 5 solo, 3 sacks, a tackle for loss, a pick, and a forced fumble against Grand Forks Red River. Just the whole gamut for him on the defensive side. Right now, the way that these two teams sit in terms of the state polls are concerned, you do have Kindred ranked number 2 in the state of Class 2A, receiving 2 first-place votes this year, or I should say this last week. And for Horace, it is their first year in AAA, so not quite ranked into those state rankings, but they are receiving votes. And we talked a little bit about Aiden Green as an all-EDC basketball player as a sophomore last year, getting looked at for that sport, also in football. But, of course, Kindred, the two guys that we're going to hear a lot about, not only throughout this game, but throughout the year and as their career progresses, Brooks Bacco and, of course, Luke Starcevic. Starcevic and Bacco, the ranks number 1 and 2, according to the 24/7 composite ratings that get into the recruiting game. They both have these two as 1 and 2 in the state of North Dakota. Both of them as 4-star recruits for football. The offers would back up that ranking as well if those two have combined for 25 Division I offers. Bacco, he received offers from Michigan, Iowa State, Michigan State. Of course, the two homes, the state schools, UND and North Dakota State, have offered him as well. Starcevic, same thing, UND, NDSU, but he's got Auburn, Illinois, and Iowa to be added into that list of offers from some big schools. So there's a ton of talent across both these rosters, and it should be a good one tonight. We want to make sure again and thank DJ Coulter Agency for those pre-game interviews with both head coaches. Make sure DJ Coulter Agency, come to the man that can cover your can. Go to djcoulter.com. He will also be, that agency, sponsoring the post-game interviews as well. We've got player of the games, precision plays of the games, the post-game shows, timeouts, halftimes, our sponsors. We love them here at your live event, and thank them for supporting this, because otherwise we would not be able to be bringing you not only North Dakota high school football, but high school football throughout the region. Tonight on your live event, we have several games across, if you will, the quote-unquote dial. That includes Polk County West versus Ada Borup West. That one gets underway at 6:30, along with Devils Lake and Central Cass on this side of the river. Hillsborough Central Valley versus Oaks on an audio-only feed. They'll kick off at 6:30, while Lisbon versus Northern Cass, Turtle Mountain versus Thompson at 6:30 as well, and then Eli versus International Falls. One note that I should make, especially for the future schedule, the Vikings will host Jamestown on September 19th at West Fargo Horace. So again, that one just coming across the wire, that one will be here on September 19th with a 6 o'clock kickoff. We will take a break. When we come back, more on the Your Live Event pre-game show. You're watching North Dakota High School Football on Your Live Event.
I'm Dan Sukert, your Fargo Moorhead and surrounding area Edward Jones financial advisor. We're all about financial investments, but we also value the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why my Edward Jones office is a proud sponsor of Park Christian Falcons basketball. Call 701-281-5264 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Make your stop before or after the game at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. Stop out throughout the week for mouth-watering lunch specials weekdays and mark Friday nights down on the calendar for prime rib, ribeye steak, or some walleye at the Knickerbocker. For more information or to find out about daily specials, give the Knickerbocker a like on Facebook by searching the Knickerbocker. Great food and good people. You can find it all at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota.
Buying a new home, but worried about the interest rate and terms from your bank? At First Class Mortgage, we'll find a mortgage that fits your needs. Shopping national banks and other lenders for the lowest rate and most affordable terms. Saving you time and money. So all you need to worry about is enjoying your new home. First Class Mortgage. Our expertise, your peace of mind. Put an expert to work for you. Call today.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
The Kindred Public School District looks to collaboratively cultivate an environment that challenges learners to reach their full potential in a student-centered, community-supported environment while building authentic relationships that promotes active engagement in learning, literacy, and life. Kindred Public Schools' mission is to educate, prepare, and maximize student potential. Kindred Public School District, student-centered, community-supported. For more info about upcoming school events and news, go online to kindred.k12.us.
When you think about North Dakota State College of Science, don't think about college. Don't think about desks. Don't think about buildings. Don't think about our expert instructors or our high-tech classrooms. Think about that new pickup you'll soon be driving. Think about decorating your first apartments. Think about that great job that's already waiting for you. Then, think about how you'll be doing all of those things in just 2 years. North Dakota State College of Science, the smarter way to college.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Since 1981, Park Christian School has been educating the next generation of leaders in the Fargo, Moorhead, and West Fargo area. Park Christian's thoroughly Christian education and commitment to academic excellence has resulted in a confident tradition of student success. Students graduate from Park Christian School strong in their faith and well prepared for the rigors of college, career, and relationships. Call 218-236-0500 to schedule your visit or go online to parkchristianschool.org.
Prairie Supply has the expertise to help you tackle even the toughest jobs, from concrete and rebar to heat and winter construction services. Prairie Supply has extensive product lines with professional on-site solutions you can trust. Prairie Supply is a supplier of construction equipment and materials specializing in, but not limited to, concrete construction. Prairie Supply supporting the hard-working contractors in the field or at the drawing board. Visit prairiesupply.com today.
The Ringneck is the perfect stop for lunch or dinner in Leonard, North Dakota. They have a wide variety menu from burgers, wraps, steak, chicken, and seafood. For that small-town family-owned dining experience, check out the Ringneck today. To place an order ahead of time for takeout, call 701-645-2461. That's 701-645-2461. For more information and daily food specials, search the Ringneck on Facebook. That's the Ringneck in Leonard.
Welcome back, everybody. The pregame show here from Horace High School football field. Dan Gunnarsson joined alongside Joey Hughes, who is on camera tonight at the Essentia Health Hawks Stadium. Horace did win the toss and elected to defer, so they will start out on defense first, and that is what we will do in terms of introducing the starting lineups. Horace Hawks will run a 4-3-4 defense. And they'll run like this, starting at an end, wearing number 15 will be 5'10", 190-pound senior Kason Nordic. Starting at the other end, wearing number 12, a 5'10", 160-pound senior Israel Bauer. Pardon me, Israel Bauer is starting at cornerback. He is starting, but he is at cornerback. The other end will be wearing number 55, a 6'1", 210-pound senior, Abrid Gerdmanson. Gavin Stone, a 5'11", 220-pound senior, wearing number 52, will be starting at tackle, with Toby Rederath, wearing number 56, a 6', 230-pound senior, starting right next to him. At a linebacker position, it'll be Reed Full, a 5'11", 195-pound junior, wearing number 4. Liam Gladue will be starting at the middle linebacker position, wearing number 45, a 6', 205-pound senior. And then Cooper Fuchs, big game last week. He wears number 18. He's a 6'1", 185-pound senior, starting at the other linebacker position. We already heard about Israel Bauer. The other secondary players for Horace, it'll be Aiden Green, a 6', 165-pound junior, wearing number 1, starting at the other cornerback positions. The safety will be number 5, Brent Livingston, a 6', 205-pound junior. At the other safety, it'll be Jackson Narum, a 5'11", 180-pound senior, wearing number 7. Horace, coached by Harvey McMahon, 1-0 on the season. Of course, their win last week, 34-7 over Grand Forks Red River. For the Kindred Vikings, a look at their starting lineup on the offensive side of things. Starting at a left tackle position, wearing number 55, 6 foot, 210-pound senior, Tannen Johnson. At the left guard position, a 5'10", 190-pound senior wearing number 54, Miles Stroh. The center will be 6'1", 250-pound junior, Brody Mauk. The right guard will be a 6 foot, 210-pound senior, Lincoln Swenson. And the right tackle, wearing number 73, a 6 foot, 3, 250-pound junior in Trevor Olson. The skilled players will go like this at a tight end position, wearing number 88, the junior, 6 foot 3, 5, I should say, 260-pounder, wearing number 88, Luke Starcevic. The wideouts, Sawyer Hess and Brooks Bacco. Sawyer Hess wearing number 3, a 5 foot 9, 180-pound senior. Bacco, a 6 foot 5, 205-pound junior, wearing number 2. In the backfield, you have Miles Thielgis at the H-back position, wearing number 8, 5'11", 175-pound junior. Brock Johnson, who had a big game last week, $144 and 3 scores. Wears number 23. He's a junior coming in at 5'8", 160 pounds. And the quarterback, a senior, wearing number 1, 6'2", 180-pounder, Gabe Whipple. Eric Burgad, I should say, is their head coach. Last year, of course, Kindred losing the state title game in the Division Single A level to Velva, Drake, Animals. When we get out to the kick off and the kick return, Hudson Kissel will be the kicker, a sophomore, wearing number 34 for Horace, and then back to return you'll have Sawyer Hess and sophomore Clayton Altoff. Lineups have been introduced, and we are ready to get this one underway. A lot of great games throughout the state of North Dakota tonight. We'll try to keep you up to date on all of those things across the state. In Class 3A, for example, 4 of the 5 ranked teams in Class 3A are on the road tonight, including number 1 Davies going to Century, Shanley going to Mandan. You have Cheyenne in Minot. Cheyenne kind of looking to rebound after last week's loss. Bismarck is the only home team tonight, the 3rd ranked team. They are taking on Fargo North in the Class 2A level. Central Cass, the only ranked team, playing host, as they will play Devil's Lake. Minot North, Grand Forks Central, Grand Forks Red River, all on the road as well. The Horace Hawks are at home, and they are ready to get things underway as Kissel tees it up at the 40-yard line. They will be going from north to south. The wind at their back, although it has died down upon the kickoff, as this one goes into the hands of Hess. Sawyer running towards that right side, gets past a few tackles, gets past Kissel, and he could be, he might be, he will be! An opening game kickoff return for a touchdown! Sawyer Hess to the house! And just like that, the Vikings are on top. $89 yards for Sawyer Hess. And boy, all the emotion and all the excitement that was built up coming into this one as they revealed the state championship banner. Before they had the team run out onto the field, before they had the national anthem, before they had the starting lineups, just a ton of emotion going into that one. And just a big pop of a balloon, if you will, as the 89-yard touchdown to the house for Hess. This kick is up and no good. Graham Hess couldn't put that one through, so a little bit of a silver lining 13 seconds in, as Sawyer's brother unable to complete the PAT, but an 89-yard kickoff for a touchdown. What an incredible start for the Kindred Vikings on that one. We'll keep it right here. You couldn't have asked for a better way to get things going if you're the Vikings. Knowing all the things that are surrounding this game here, to have that kind of return kind of keeps things or puts things back into an even light, if you will, for the Vikings.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Deep to receive for your Horace Hawks is number 12, Izzy Bauer, along with number 1, Aiden Green.
So now it'll be Horace's turn to return a kick. Aiden Green, Izzy Bauer back to receive for Horace. You got Tanner Mengi to kick off from the 40 into the win, and already we're seeing some issues with the kicking game for Kindred as this one goes out of bounds, so we're going to get a legal procedure. But it was something that was brought up to me by one of the individuals here in the press box was, will this win wreak any kind of havoc on this game? And we already saw it on the PAT, and now we see this illegal procedure with a kick out of bounds. It did go past the 35, went out of bounds at about the 32, 31. But because it goes out of bounds, it goes right to the 35, and it will be on the far hash mark for this Horace offense. So, an auspicious start, but Horace with good field position, and it will be the quarterback, Matthew Dick, will hand it off the middle and picking his way through the defense up to the 40. We'll mark it down at the 43-yard line for a gain of 8 is Ty Garai. Matthew Dick, a junior, wearing number 3, 5'11", 155 pounds. Solid game last week as he ended up throwing for 3 scores and 238 yards in the victory for the Hawks. We'll get to the rest of the offense as this possession progresses, as Dick will take it, hand it off to that left side. It is Garai again, but Garai's got nowhere to go as he is wrestled to the ground in the backfield by Lincoln Swenson. Gain of 1. We'll bring up a 3rd and 1. Ty Garai, one of the better running backs in the state of North Dakota, 5'11", 165-pound senior. Be someone to watch for as this game progresses. As Dick gets the call from his head coach, McMahon, on the sidelines, runs to the huddle, gets it in, and boy, we're going to have a false start there for Horace. Wasn't entirely sure who that should have been on. The center either snapped it late or snapped it early. You know, Dick was not prepared for that. And the 5-yard penalty puts it back to the 39 and will set up a 3rd and 6. The center, Henry Simmons, 6'1", 205-pound senior, wearing number 66. Mostly seniors on this offensive line for the 5 starters. Simmons, one of them. Gets his hand on the ball with Dick in a shotgun. 4 wide. No pressure, clean pocket. Throws it over the head of his intended receiver. Was looking on the outside for Izzy Bauer and overshot the target by a good few yards. That ball came out high when he released it as well. Well covered by Kindred on the throw. Would have had to been perfect to make the completion. Horace to punt. It's Kissel who kicks it away. Back to receive is Baco, who picks it up, and he'll run to the near side. And he's got some room as he breaks through some tackles and then is throttled down. But on the Horace side of the 50, coming up to make that tackle for Horace was Gavin Niemeyer. But still a good return for Baco to the 48, and that's where Kindred will take over from. You can hear the wind. Going to come through our mics here. And not sure if that played a factor in the throw from Dick or not. This is the first time that Kindred will take the field on offense. Good field position as Whipple will hand it off to Johnson, who is immediately driven to the turf. Guess who? Cooper Fuchs. This man had a game last week. 8 tackles, 3 sacks, a tackle for a loss, a pick, and a forced fumble. And so immediately coming up with the TFL, a loss of 1 on the run for Brock Johnson, who had a huge game in his own right, going for $144 and 2 scores last week. Couple names to watch out for as this game progresses. Whipple, shotgun formation, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. It's Johnson in the backfield with him. Quick drop, throws left. It's Baco with the catch on the near sideline, and he gets a first down as it is up to the 35-yard line. So a gain of 13 on a 2nd and 11. Just a quick 2-step drop, and Baco gets upfield. He is a tough cover, not only because of his size, but his speed as well, and you could see the respect given on the cushion on that one. And he gets upfield quick. Sun's starting to come through here. It was a bit of a gloomy day, certainly cold. Many people out in parkas, gloves, and hats. The wind not helping measures at all. A little pistol formation as they put Starcevic in motion, and he ends up hitting a block, and Johnson comes right through that hole, past the 30, up to the 27. Solid gain of 8 for Johnson. Starcevic, such a solid young individual. Only had a couple catches in last week's victory. Wasn't really needed in that regard, but where his presence is felt is in plays like that. Being able to add an extra element to his blocking, and it was right through the left side between the guard and the tackle that Starcevic had room. Starcevic again moves kind of that up back position, and now we're going to get a timeout by Kindred. Not sure what the reason was, what Coach Brigade saw, but he wants to talk it over, and we'll break as well. 7:51 to go in this first quarter. 6-0 your score, Kindred on top. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
Hi, we're Tommy's Express. Scan the QR code for a fast pass to a free month of washing. Our modern car wash offers a bright, open environment and a low-stress conveyor belt entry. Our signature scent, ceramic body wax, spot-free rinse, and heated blowers give you the best shine in town. Check out the wash for yourself. Washing your car is easy, fast, and fun. Visit Tommy's Express today.
Back here at the Horace Hawks football field, our thank you to Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency for sponsoring that timeout. From banking to insurance, like Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency, handle your requests. For more information, go online to kindredstatebank.com. 2nd and 2 as Whipple takes the snap. Will hand it off to Johnson over that right side. Breaks the tackle. Flag comes flying in around the offensive line as Johnson finishes up at the 21. But where that is thrown, we usually get a hold call. We'll see what the White Hat has for us. It was thrown from the referee position right around the linebackers. It is holding. Right tackle Trevor Olson called for the offense. And so it'll push it back to a 2nd and 12 at the 37-yard line. Kindred did start this drive in Horace territory after a Baco punt return to the 48. He had a 13-yard reception on a 2nd down play, and he is out wide on the right side. 2 on the left for Whipple and shotgun. Johnson set to the right and behind him. He'll take that snap over that left side. Big hole, cuts through, runs over a defender, then tries to jump over him, lands awkwardly. That's Fuchs. And the run of about 10 up to the 27. Make it just past the 28 in between both those hash marks. So it sets up a 3rd and manageable. What we're seeing to start this for Johnson, though, is similar to what we saw last week. And it's Johnson running fairly unencumbered by the time he gets that linebacker level. It was worse last week because he wasn't getting touched at all. He had a 50-yard run for a touchdown at one point, but here he seems to be running pretty free. 3rd and 3. Let's see if he gets the ball here. It's a play action. Whipple will look out to the right. Baco creates separation on that outside, breaks the tackle from the defender, and gets a first down. So Baco being used on that outside. Aiden Green was matched up on him in coverage. And it's just a quick, simple comeback route. There is an added element in this one for Whipple to throw to the far side on that play, but they had isolated Baco and Green, and so they'll flip it here as Baco's now on the left side near the Horace sidelines as Whipple will take it. Will hand it off Johnson. He runs behind his center, finally ripped down by Fuchs again. Fuchs just all over the field right now at linebacker, but the run up to the 14 is a gain of 4 for Johnson. He went right over that right guard position as the line kind of shifted to the right as well. Right behind Lincoln Johnson. Lincoln Swenson, apologize. Starcevic in motion again. It'll be a handoff over the right side behind Starcevic as Johnson gets up to the 10-yard line.
Johnson on the carry.
And again, a 3rd and call it 1.5. As the Vikings, coming up on that 5-minute mark here in the first quarter, are knocking on the door. An opening game kickoff return for a touchdown of 89 yards is how Kindred got on top so quickly. Now looking to add to it as Johnson will get the first down and more as he's continuing to go into the 5 to the 4-yard line before he's driven back. But an easy first down for Johnson as this offensive line is imposing their will on the defensive line of Horace at this point. Looking at this offensive line, Brody Mauk and Trevor Olson are the 2 biggest boys at 250 pounds, but all the other offensive line about 210 to 190, so it's not an overly huge line as Baco gets a little nice reverse carry, and then it's taken down before he can get into the end zone after a gain of 2. Good tackle by Izzy Bauer to save a touchdown. A little wrinkle that we didn't see last week was laid out on that play as Johnson went right side, almost around right end, but then Baco comes around with the reverse. Good job of Horace staying home on that one, and it'll be 2nd and goal from the 2. Shotgun formation. Whipple takes it. Johnson, right side, touchdown. Brock Johnson with an easy 2-yard touchdown, and Kindred now up 12-0 in this first quarter.
That touchdown coming with 3 minutes 47 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Johnson's 3rd score of the year, 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. As it'll be Graham Hess for the extra point. The first one wasn't good. This one, a little bit better, a little bit more distance on that one, and it goes through the uprights, made it 13-0. Kindred with 3:47 to go in this first quarter. We pause. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the 3-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner 3. Good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Dan Gunnarsson, Joey Hughes with you. Appreciate everybody tuning in for tonight's contest between the Horace Hawks and the Kindred Vikings. It's all Kindred early on in this one. The kickoff return for a touchdown. And then a 2-yard Brock Johnson run to make it 13-0. Manji, kickoff, it's up. Much better kickoff this time. His last one went out of bounds. So Green lets it bounce before he picks it up outside the 20. Does a little shimmy shake, creates some separation, then is brought down past the 35, up at the 37. Solid return by Aiden Green for the Horace Hawks. And another strong starting field position on this one. We've talked about Matthew Dick. We've talked about Ty Garai. Aiden Green, a 6', 160-pound junior at one of the wideouts. The other wideout that you'll see is Brett Livingston, a 6'5", 205-pound junior. Theo Seeley, a senior, wearing number 10, is 6'4", 195 pounds. Then you'll hear from Kason Nordic, wearing number 15, a 5'10", 190-pound senior. Matthew Dick takes it. It's going to be a little step and go, and that is Dylan Otterson with the carry. Dylan Otterson, a 5'10", 165-pound senior, carries that past the 42 to the 43-yard line.
Otterson with about a 7-yard gain on the play.
Probably call it 6.5-yard carry for Otterson, who did start last week for the Hawks. Was not their leading rusher when it was said and done, although he did walk away with 22 yards on 10 carries. And he is back in the backfield with Matthew Dick on this 2nd and 4 with Green in motion. It'll be a forward pass to Dick, or pardon me, Green, who gets a big block from Otterson, and then a stiff arm, and he's down the sideline. Will Johnson catch him? No, he will not. Aiden Green, 57 yards to Pater, and the Hawks are on the board. Kissel on to attempt the extra point. This one is up and almost blocked, but Kissel is able to get it through for the extra point, and it's good. 13-7 your score. With 2:51 to go in this first quarter, Horace gets on the board in a big way. We pause. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
Ada Building Center has been serving the Red River Valley with exceptional customer service and competitive prices. From computer drafting, estimating, on-site consultations, free product delivery, they are there for you from start to finish. Ada Building Center, LLC, Highway 200 East Edge, Ada, or online, adabuildingcenter.com. They'll help you turn your project into a masterpiece. Ada Building Center, LLC, building dreams one project at a time.
Horace to tee it up after that 57-yard touchdown, which will be officially a pass as it was a forward shovel from Dick to Green. But Aiden Green did a lot of the work as Kissel's kick is short of the 20, but takes a Horace bounce into the hands of Hess, who already has a touchdown return on a kickoff, but can't get past the 30-yard line on this return and is stacked up at the 28. There is a flag on the return, so we'll see what that call is as the referees get together to discuss. But that was a needed play offensively for Horace coming around the end. Dylan Otterson, who was in at running back on that one as well, used as a bit of a decoy. And we're going to get a hold on Kindred on that return, so they'll push that back even further. And it's inside the 20. So the short kick works to the advantage of Horace as they're able to get their coverage team down, cover up quickly, and a hold on top of it. So 82 yards between the Vikings and a touchdown as Whipple will lead out this Vikings offense. Shotgun formation with 3 to the left, but Starcevic goes in motion. And will set up right behind the offensive line on the right side as Brock Johnson gets through that first wave. We're going to get a flag. There it is. We're going to get a face mask on this one as Johnson taken down after a 2-yard gain. So that 10-yard penalty to start that pushed Kindred back inside the 20. Most likely will be nullified on that one, on this call. There is a longer discussion, and we'll see what this is about. So it's a personal foul face mask. It does end up going on Horace's Brett Livingston. Personal foul variety, so 15 yards. Not only does it nullify the holding penalty and the kickoff, it nullifies the good coverage on the kickoff too as it pushes out past the 35 to the 37. Shotgun formation for Kindred again. Whipple takes it. No, that's going to be a direct snap. Pardon me. Didn't get the number who had checked on in. That's Miles Thielgis. We didn't see that last week for Kindred. And we may not see it the rest of this game. A 2-yard loss on the play brings up a 2nd and 12. Couple new wrinkles offensively that Kindred has thrown out in this one. To be expected. I think that when you strategize on ways that you're going to have to keep things or keep the defense off your toes, you got to come up with some new wrinkles. We've seen a couple of them there. They haven't really worked all that well as Whipple is pressured up the middle and then sacked! Coming through to take down Whipple, Kaysen Nordic. Almost on a delayed blitz. He comes through and comes up with a big defensive play. Nordic, who's listed at an end position, seemed to come through the middle. Whipple had time, and then it just disappeared. And the sack drops him back inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. Setting up a 3rd and 20 as Whipple. It'll just be a quick out over to Johnson, and Johnson's got nowhere to go. The defense swarming Nordic first on that one. Oh, pardon me. We'll get that number correct. It's actually Liam Gladue who ends up with the tackle. First one on that play, and it ends up being a loss of 1. So the Vikings, after giving up the long touchdown on defense, on offense, go nowhere but backwards. Will be forced to punt as Baco stands at his own 15. That one almost blocked, may have gotten tipped. Green is just going to have to let that one bounce. It does take a Kindred roll inside the 35, or at least right at it, and that's where Horace will take over with just 14 seconds to go in this first quarter. A reminder for you to stay tuned to the halftime show brought to you by First Class Mortgage, locally owned and operated. First Class Mortgage is more than just our company name. It's the way they do business. Whether you're buying a new home or refinancing your existing mortgage, their dedicated team takes the time to understand your financial situation. They provide first-class service, first-class knowledge, and a first-class experience at the lowest interest rates. For more information, go to firstclasscorp.com. Flags fly as Horace was lining up in a shotgun formation to get things underway. Most likely going to have a false start on one of the tackles, Trayton Bartles. Trayton Bartles, 6'4", junior, listed at 230 pounds. He is the offending player. The other offensive linemen look like this. Abram Gerdmanson, a 6'1", 210-pound senior, wearing number 55. He's the other tackle. The guards are Adam Bamba, wearing number 61, a 5'11", 275-pound senior, and Toby Rederath, a 6 foot, 230-pound senior. Snap, and it's going to be a little end around as Green is going to throw it. He's got a receiver out wide, throws it up, and it is incomplete, but we're going to get a flag on the play as it was intended for Livingston. Hess, who had to recover on that one, will end up getting called for the pass interference penalty. So a 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage will push this ball up to about the 45-yard line. In high school, as in college, spot fouls don't come into play with pass interference. In the NFL, it's a little bit different. So if you expected that ball to be well into Kindred territory, it's not how this works. The 15 yards, though, was exactly what Horace needed to get a first down after a false start. And they sit on their own 45. Got 2 in the backfield. And it's going to be a direct snap into the hands of Ty Garai, who runs around left side, gets into the secondary, and Baco finally brings him down, but not after another 15, make it 16-yard run for Ty Garai. And what a way for Horace to end the first quarter. They may be down 13-7 at the end of one, but the momentum is certainly on their side. When we come back, second quarter action from Horace. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. How did your planting season go this year? Are you looking to make improvements for next year instead of breaking the bank on a whole new planter? Get the best price of the year on upgrades for your planter from Agassiz Precision Ag this summer. Get $50 back per roll per product for some of our best-selling solutions. Make the precision decision for your planter this summer. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or visit planterdoc.com for more information.
No job too big, no call too small. Bears Home Solutions handles it all. You need a bear in there, oh yeah. Keeping homes just right with expert care. Let our stars guide you when repairs scare. You need a bear in there.
Check out bearshomesolutions.com.
Back here at the Horace Hawks football field, that first quarter timeout brought to you by Kindred State Bank. From banking to insurance, let Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency handle your request. For more information, go online to kindredstatebank.com. So the Hawks, 1st and 10 from the Kindred 39 after the Ty Garai 16-yard run. He's in the backfield yet again as Horace will go to the direct snap, back to him. Now he goes to the near side, and he's got nowhere to go as he is taken out of bounds by the Kindred defense. First on the tackle is Sawyer Hess, and a loss of 2 on the carry, back to the 41. Oh, boy. They say 3 yards, in fact, to the 42. So same play design, but not the same type of success as Dick comes back in to run this offense. 13-7 our score, an exciting first quarter. Kicked off, pun intended, with a Sawyer Hess kickoff return for a touchdown. As Dick will hand it off. This is Otterson who goes over the left side, gets past the 35 to the 34, where he's taken down by a couple Vikings. Brock Johnson there, along with Fisher Johnson. But a solid gain on second down to put it at third and at least manageable. Got to get to the 29-yard line. I would call it just under 5 yards to get that first down as it's Dick. Hand off. It's Otterson, finds a hole over that left side, cuts past the blockers into the 22-21-yard line. A gain of 13. Kind of ducked outside a Theo Seeley block to the sidelines to get him an extra 5 yards on that one. And it's a 1st and 10 at the 21. So Dylan Otterson gets some carries here in this one. Again, starter last week, wasn't the leading rusher for the Hawks, but we're seeing him a little bit more frequently over the last few drives, and they're going to feed him again, this time nowhere to go, as Luke Starcevic first on the tackle. Starcevic, one of the DNs for this Kindred Vikings team, as they run a 3-4-3, or pardon me, a 3-4-4 defense. Lincoln Swenson and Brody Mauk are the other defensive linemen, with Mauk being in the middle. Miles Stroh, Tannen Johnson, Jeremy Knight, a sophomore wearing number 52. He's new. He doesn't play offense, 6'2", 275 pounds. And Miles Thielgis are your linebackers for the Vikings. Green goes in motion. for the Hawks. It's going to be a little counter action from Garai, who gets past the 15 and then is taken down at about the 11-yard line.
On the carry, number 8, Ty
I like that little wrinkle, and it is a first down run for the Hawks. And so a 1st and 10, not 1st and goal, as they're just outside that 10-yard line. Can still get a first down and not score. Now we're going to get another false start from Horace. This one on that right side. Abram Gerdmanson, the right tackle on this one, as he's having a conversation with Toby Rederath. Kason Nordic had lined up just right behind that right guard, as it looked like Horace was going to try something interesting. Kason Nordic listed as the tight end for this Horace offense. Will now line up in a little bit more of a natural tight end position, albeit off the line, as Garai's in the backfield with Dick, and it's going to be a handoff up the middle. He's finding his way, and then he is taken down past the 10 to the 9-yard line, so he gets those 5 back plus 2 more in a run of 7 for Garai. Finish that starting defense for the Vikings. The secondary is Gabe Whipple and Sawyer Hess at corners, while Brooks Bacco and Brock Johnson play your safeties. Playing both ways, something that Kindred is going to really be known for. This team only has one guy on offense and one guy on defense that are, solely offensive or defensive players. Everybody else is playing both ways. And we'll see how that affects this game as Garai goes up the middle, picking his way past the 5 to about the 4. So it does set up a 3rd and about 3 for Horace. Sent in Reed Full into the game along with a couple other bodies for Horace. Looked like he saw Dylan Otterson come on in there and Liam Gladue. So it might be the big package, if you will. Garai joined in the backfield by Full. Otterson makes the move, and Harvey McMahon needs a timeout, and he was fired up about that one on a 3rd and 3, but you want to get it right this far down to the red zone. We will pause as well. 8:45 to go in this first half. A good one. Kindred 13, Horace 7. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
Give them the freedom to grow with the peace of mind of security and safety.
Let me do my thing. So get ready, get up, get ready, yeah.
America's Best Checking for students from Bell Bank makes it easy to let them do their thing.
It's what it's all about.
Visit www.bell.bank/student-checking to learn more. Or stop into a branch near you to open an account today.
Let me do my thing.
Bell Bank, member FDIC.
All right, thank you to Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency for sponsoring that timeout. From banking to insurance, let Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency handle your request. For more information, go online to kindredstatebank.com. So, set the scene here a little bit. It is a 3rd and 3, maybe a 3rd and 4. Ball sits just outside the 5-yard line. They do need to get to the 1 if they want a first down. They have an opportunity to do that. Right now, Full and Garai in the backfield. It's Garai taking that direct snap. That's one of the 3rd or 4th time they've ran that. Kindred all over it. So no gain on the play, but a flag does come flying in from the sideline. So we'll see what this call is. There was a mass of humanity at the point of attack. Oh, boy. We had the signal, which looked like maybe a personal foul call coming. And we'll see. Oh, boy, a personal foul face mask on that one, which is a killer. Sawyer Hess, the guilty party, looking around, is stunned at the call. So with it at the 5, should it be about half the distance to the goal. And they said it was happened around the 6, so they placed the ball at the 3. But a personal foul is an automatic first down on that one. So it should be first down here. And nobody's changed the scoreboard. It's Garai and foul again in the backfield. It's a direct snap to Garai. Garai does not get that end zone as a helmet comes off for Kindred. He does get inside the 1, and the White Hat signals a first down, although it should have already been first down. Unless I am not aware of some rule out there that indicates a personal foul is not an automatic first down. So it is first and goal from the 1 on that one, as Coach McMahon has really continued to go hard with this direct snap to Garai and Foal in the backfield, and they'll line it up that way again. Snap goes to Foal, left side, and he's in! Touchdown, Horace! Reed Foal, 6 or 5'11", 195-pound junior with a 1-yard touchdown run with 7:48 to go in this first half, and Kindred is an extra point, Horace is an extra point away from taking the lead. This one is blocked as Kissel couldn't get that one away in time. Coming through and blocking the kick was Lincoln Swenson, and he keeps things all even at 13 apiece with 7:48 to go in this one. We will keep it right here as we get ready for the kickoff from the Hawks to Kindred. We'll see if we can't get any kind of updates from around the state of North Dakota. We do have one in Class 1A with Des Lacs Burlington up 26-0 on Tioga at the half. We have a final in 9-man already with Grant County Flasher, a win over Napoleon Gackle Streeter, a good one at 28-20. Grant County Flasher was the number 5 team in state for 9-man. Obviously, this game kicks off early. A lot of games will not be kicking off for another 15 minutes or so. This one getting underway early. It is homecoming for the Horace Hawks as well. And so it was a great atmosphere to get things underway at the start of this one. That was quickly quieted after a kickoff return for a touchdown. But the Hawks have climbed right back into this one as Kissel will try to dump it over the head of Trayton Tiberg, but he ends up with it and then is taken down at about the 40-yard line. And that is where Kindred will take over from. So just like last time, Kissel trying to almost pooch kick it over the head of that second to last line of return men. Didn't work this time. Good coaching on Kindred's side to say, hey, just go get that ball. Don't let it bounce. If he's going to do that again, we'll take the yardage. Not trying to get the score, but good field position for the Vikings as they set up at the Horace 41. Thiel just in motion. He'll take the ball, almost fumbles it, then comes through the middle, bounces off one tackle. He's still going into Horace territory and a first down. A lot going on that carry of 11 yards. Thiel just almost fumbled it going through the line, kind of handled it awkwardly, was popped at about the 48-yard line, spun off that one, drove forward for 4 more, and he gives Kindred a first down and the ball in Horace territory already. Whipple, shotgun formation. And it's going to be a direct handoff to Johnson, who gets past the 45 to the 44. A run of 4 on first down. It's an important drive for Kindred. After they had jumped out to that 13-0 lead, Horace has responded in kind by tying this up. And so this Vikings offense looking to put something together as Johnson goes in motion behind Whipple, and it's going to be a look and then a throw over the middle, and right there for the catch is Starcevic. He is a big guy, tough to bring down as he goes down to the knee past the 30. Finally brought down by Green on that one, but just kind of ran around a bunch of guys who, look, I'm all for football and the physicality that it is, but I'm probably choosing life and health over trying to bring that guy down if I'm anybody. Luke Starcevic is 6'5", 260 pounds. Every other high school in the state of North Dakota, that man is playing offensive line. He's not running free into the secondary. He is a big, big guy, scary to try and bring down, and it's a first down for the Vikings as Starcevic goes in motion right to left. Then he'll run out looking for a pass. Whipple will throw it Baco's way, who almost came up with a highlight reel one-handed catch. He broke free from the secondary. Cooper Fuchs with his hands up, looking around. I don't know if he's looking for a flag or wondering, hey, where are my secondary at? You got Livingston and Green talking as well. But Baco broke free. If the ball was a little bit closer, he's walking in for a touchdown. It was a little bit outside his range. Now, our camera angle isn't good enough to tell you whether or not did he need to use one hand or not. Tough to say. Where we're at, the press box far side of that play, it looked like he could have tried to get two hands on it. As it sits, incomplete pass. Whipple takes the snap, and he runs left side. A lot of room, then closed on quickly. Nice aggressive tackle on the outside by Foul.
Met immediately by number 4, Reed Bell. Bell with the tackle.
And it's a gain of about 3 up to the 27, and we'll set up a 3rd and 7. When we talked to Coach Burgad on the pregame show, he said one thing that they want to do throughout this game is sustain drives. You know, we'll take the home run play, he said, but they wanted to be able to put things together. And a 3rd and 7 to try and extend this drive. Can they do it? It's a screen up the middle. The throw is too high, and it's picked off! It's picked off! Whipple was feeling pressure up the middle. He tried to get it to Baco on a middle screen. It went behind him, and the lineman Carson Nordic there to bring in the gift and the pick. The defensive end with a turnover with 5:04 to go in this first half. What a big play for the Hawks. Dick will take the snap, hand it off. It's Garai coming to the near side and looking for room. Kind of gets out of an ankle tackle of one Kindred player, but no more. The ball officially placed at the 25 after that Nordic interception. Ends up being a 1-yard run for Garai on the far side. Last week, Kindred did try to run a similar middle screen with Luke Starcevic. It ended up going for 41 yards and setting up a touchdown. That play felt similar to the one last week. This time they utilized Baco instead of Starcevic, but overthrowing someone like Brooks Baco, not an easy task to do as Garai looks to try and pick his way up the middle. Strong young man. Got through a high tackle attempt in the middle by Lincoln Swenson, but not many yards gained, maybe 2, and it's a 3rd and 7 for the Hawks. And going back to that middle screen play, Baco, a 6'5", 205-pound junior. If you've ever seen him play basketball, man can jump out of the gym. And so credit Horace for putting a little pressure on Whipple to airmail that throw. Dick looking to find a receiver for a first down. He throws his own interception. And guess who? It's Baco inside the 20 to the 16. Redemption for Kindred as they are set up in the red zone on the turnover. Well, Nordic wasn't pressured on that one. I shouldn't say Nordic, I should say Dick wasn't pressured on that one at all. He just threw it into traffic and waiting there. He all-stater. Baco This one with 3:36 to go. So back-to-back interceptions on 3rd and 7s. Kindred in better position than Horace inside the 20 as Whipple looks to his right, steps up, throws middle. No! Incomplete! A drop on the outside by Hess. Boy, it looked like 6 for the Vikings as Hess had come wide open right in the middle of the end zone, but it just slips through the wickets. And an incompletion brings up 2nd and 10. Good throw by Whipple on that one. Little shift in the backfield as Johnson will take the direct snap. He'll run to his left. He's looking for room. Whipple throwing blocks on the outside, but the defense able to converge for Horace. Izzy Bauer out there, standing tall, kind of holding the edge. About 3 yards on the carry to the 14. So we'll set up 3rd and 7. So a shotgun formation for Whipple. He's got Hess on the right side. Starcevic and Bako are lined up at the tight end positions. So it's a low snap, and then it's a handoff left side. Good carry from Thielgis. Close to a first down, and it is a first down. On a 3rd and 7 for the 14, they get to the 7. And a 1st and goal for Kindred. Solid play call by the Vikings. Got a lot of push up front on that one. It went to Thielgis. Solid play call in that when you bring in both your star receivers, Starcevic and Bako, to the line. I think it kind of creates a little bit of a conundrum for the defense. Do you come in tight? Do you try to play outside? What are we supposed to do here? Is Bako, and it is a pass forward that should be incomplete. There it is. The ball was pitched forward to Bako, who took his eyes off the ball before grabbing it. So great job by the referee crew to be all over that one. Would have been recovered by Kindred regardless, but what it does save is yardage, and then the clock continued to run after that incompletion.
Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 2:05. 2:05.
So they'll put 10 seconds back on that one. And it'll be a 2nd and goal from the 7. Saving yardage is important, obviously. Time, not too much of a factor in this first half, but the yardage would have been around a loss of 7 had they not called that an incomplete pass. It'll be a handoff. Thielgis up the middle. He's taken down around the 2-yard line, so a gain of 5, and it'll set up a 3rd and goal from the 2. The Vikings quickly to the line. Whipple, Thielgis, Johnson in the backfield. Whipple takes it. It's going to be handoff. Johnson, right side. No, won't get there. In on the tackle. Reed, foul. So a 4th and goal on the 1. And the crowd standing up for this one. Whipple takes a snap. It's going to be a handoff. Field just walks in for the 1-yard score. And the Vikings are back on top.
And that goes to number 8, Miles Thielgis, as he's in for the 1-yard touchdown for the Vikings. 1-yard touchdown run by the Vikings. Number 8, Miles Thielgis.
Graham Hess on for the PAT.
On who attempts a point after the touchdown is number 4, Graham Hess.
Snap down, kick is away, and it is good. 20-13 our score. with 1:11 to go in this first half. We'll keep it here as the Hawks will look to do something before the end of this second quarter. But a great response by Kindred. After jumping out to that 13-0 lead, giving up the lead, and then coming right back to regain it. Not on their very next offensive drive because they did have the interception, but the turnover as Dick threw an interception to Baco, and then capitalizing off of that as well. That is a 4th down play as well, so we highlight that one.
The Kindred Vikings and your Horace Hawks. Horace Hawks set to receive.
As this has been a fun back and forth game for these two teams. Back to receive for the Hawks. Green and Bauer, who will set up inside the 10. Mengi will tee it up at the 40-yard line, and his kick is away and will be brought in by Green at about the 15. Green slow plays it, little juke, and just nowhere to go. Great coverage by the Vikings as they bring him down at the 27-yard line.
For the Hawks, number 1, Aiden Green.
Reminder to stay tuned to our halftime show brought to you by First Class Mortgage. Try to gather some scores from around the state. Get you caught up on this action as there's been plenty of scoring to go over through the first 24 minutes of this one and get you ready for the second half of action between the Hawks and the Vikings. Dick, in a shotgun formation, will take it and will hand it off. This one, Otterson, who is then taken down up at the 30-yard line. And so Horace, with the field position that they have, they do have 2 timeouts remaining. Pardon me, all 3 timeouts remaining, although I think that is a misnomer. I do know that McMahon called a timeout earlier in this one. So they should have 2 on a 2nd and 7. And now with the clock under 40, and it's a handoff up the middle. Horace, and that's Otterson, up to the 34-yard line. Looks to be probably just happy to let this clock melt away in the first half. In fact, they don't even have to get off another play in this second quarter as the play clock is at 25. And so the urgency not there for Horace. They did win the toss and defer to the second half, so they will get the ball to begin the third quarter. And they are going to be content with that setup. That's the end of the first half here from Horace. Oh, fun one, to say the least, between the Vikings and the Hawks, as Kindred will go into the locker room with a 20-13 lead over Horace. We will take a break, and when we come back, it is our First Class Mortgage halftime show. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
For the last 25 years, Carlita Dietz at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Premier Properties has been serving the real estate needs of Fargo Moorhead and the surrounding communities. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, Carlita is ready to help you evaluate the market and make the right choice for you. Take the first step into selling into your next home by calling Carlita Dietz at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Premier Properties at 701-367-5918. Experienced, confident, qualified. Carlita Dietz.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and RJBroadcasting.com, local voices from local radio.
As an American family insurance agent, Chris and Monica Heisey look out for what matters to you most, even when nothing is wrong. These days, everyone wants to save money, and they can show you how easy it is to have multiple policies by combining your auto and homeowner's insurance. Let Chris Heisey Agency with American Family Insurance put some change back into your pocket. For more info, visit chrisheisey.com. That's chrisheisey.com for all the details.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
I'm Dan Sukert, your Fargo Moorhead and surrounding area Edward Jones financial advisor. We're all about financial investments, but we also value investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why my Edward Jones office is a proud sponsor of Park Christian Falcons basketball. Call 701-281-5264 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Back here at Horace High School as they introduce the homecoming court for the Horace High. It is their homecoming this week, and it has been a fun game to have on homecoming through the first 24 minutes of game action. 20-13 our score, Kindred with the lead. And if you were here from the onset, you would be surprised that Kindred is not up maybe more, or that they haven't run away with this one to begin with, because from the beginning they were on the board with a 89-yard touchdown return by Sawyer Hess 13 seconds into the game. And then they followed that up with a strong defensive possession, get the ball back, score with 3:47 to go in that first quarter on a Johnson 2-yard touchdown run. The PAT on the first touchdown wasn't any good, so the second one was, and it made it 13-0 in the first quarter. Quickly, though, Kindred was able to, or I should say Horace was able to respond quickly thereafter, as a little shovel pass to Aiden Green from Matthew Dick ended up in a 57-yard touchdown to make it 13-7, as Kissel was able to put in the extra point. And then Fowl with a 1-yard touchdown run. The PAT no good, actually blocked on that one, but with 7:48 to go in the second quarter, Horace was able to tie it up. A couple of interceptions, one by Nordic and then the other by Baco, ended up putting Kindred in a position to score, and they did. A 1-yard TD run by Theelgis with 1:11 to go in this half. In the first half, made it 20-13 as Kindred ended up taking the lead going in to the halftime break. First Class Mortgage is your halftime show sponsor. Our thank you to them for being able to bring you this programming. First Class Mortgage, locally owned and operated. First Class Mortgage is more than just our company name. It's the way we do business. Whether you're buying a new home or refinancing your existing mortgage, their dedicated team takes the time to understand your financial situation. They provide first-class service, first-class knowledge, and a first-class experience at the lowest interest rates. For more information, go online to firstclasscorp.com. Our thank you to First Class Mortgage for sponsoring this halftime show. 20-13. Kindred Vikings, the Class 2A school, leading the Class 3A school, the Horace Hawks. But as we said, we really didn't expect there to be much of a difference between these two schools, as the talent on both rosters is pretty similar when you start comparing it side by side. We will take a pause on this halftime show. When we come back, we'll gather some scores from around the state. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Back here on the First Class Mortgage halftime show, a look around the state of North Dakota, not only on scores but games to come. This was an early kickoff, about 6 o'clock, and so a lot of schools are not going to kick off until about 7, and so we should see more of these scores roll in as we get later into the second half. As it stands right now, just a couple of updates for you early on between Century and Davies. Century is up 3-0 on the number 1 team in Class 3A. Legacy will kick off against West Fargo, number 2 Legacy. Bismarck is hosting Fargo North, while Shanley is on the road against Mandan, and Cheyenne is on the road against Minot. The other Class 3A game, Dickinson against Williston, yet to kick off as well. Down in Class 1A, Des Lacs Burlington against Tioga, up 33-0, that way about halfway through the third. Meanwhile, Kildare up 6-0 early on in the first on Hazen. In the 9-man side of things, already a final and a good one at that between Grant County Flasher, number 5 in the state, and Napoleon Gackle Streeter, 28-20 the final there. Earlier this week on Thursday, Four Winds dominated North Star 40-18. A couple of other games of note, Lemoore Litchfield, number 2 in state, taking on Wymer Lidgerwood tonight. You also have New Rockford Cheyenne, the number 1 team in state, taking on Larimore, while the number 4 team in state, North Border, taking on Midway Minto, and then Lytton HMB, number 3, hosting Beach. All of those games yet to get underway. Class 2A, no updates from that class as of yet. Number 1, Minot North, is here in Fargo tonight, taking on the Bruins. Number 3, Central Cass, is hosting Devils Lake, while number 4, Grand Forks Central on the road against Jamestown. Number 5, Red River on the road against St. Mary's. Wahpeton is way out west as they take on Watford City tonight, as that rounds up Class 2A. The Class 2A number 2 team in state, the Vikings, well, they're up 30-13 on Horace at the half. When we come back in the First Class Mortgage halftime show, we'll get you ready for second half action between the Vikings and the Hawks. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
Make your stop before or after the game at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. Stop out throughout the week for mouth-watering lunch specials weekdays and mark Friday nights down on the calendar for prime rib, ribeye steak, or some walleye at the Knickerbocker. For more information or to find out about daily specials, give the Knickerbocker a like on Facebook by searching the Knickerbocker. Great food and good people. You can find it all at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota.
Buying a new home, but worried about the interest rate and terms from your bank? At First Class Mortgage, we'll find a mortgage that fits your needs. Shopping national banks and other lenders for the lowest rate and most affordable terms. Saving you time and money. So all you need to worry about is enjoying your new home. First Class Mortgage. Our expertise, your peace of mind. Put an expert to work for you. Call today.
Dan Gutterson, Joey Hughes back with you here from the Essentia Health Hawks Stadium, home of the Hawks, as the Horace Hawks come out of the locker room. Their homecoming game tonight, down 20-13. We got college football tomorrow, of course. If you're an NDSU fan, they're on the road against Tennessee State. That one kicking off at 1:30. If you prefer the school up north, they're at home against Portland State after nearly knocking off Kansas State last weekend. The Fighting Hawks That one kicks off at 6 o'clock. 24 more minutes left in this one in what we all felt was going to be a very competitive contest, and it has lived up to that bill through the first two halves of this one. What will the second half entail? And really, if you're either Horace or Kindred, what do you need to do in order to walk away with a victory in this one? Well, if you are Horace, you got to find a little bit more consistency in the passing game. They have really gone to the two running backs set up with Fowl and Garai in the backfield and some direct snaps, but I think it is imperative on Horace to find consistency through the air. A team that likes to go four wide with their offense, guys like Aiden Green and Brett Livingston, get them the ball a little bit more in space and let them try to do things against this secondary of the Kindred Vikings. Now, that is a very athletic secondary for the Vikings with Brooks Whipple, or I should say Gabe Whipple and Brooks Bacco, Brock Johnson, and Sawyer Hess. But for Horace, it should soften things up enough that you can now turn back to Garai and allow for him to run. Don't completely get away from the run, and I don't think Horace, that's in their DNA, but you do have to let Dick, who threw for 82% completion rate last week, an opportunity to sling the ball a little bit against this Vikings defense. For Kindred, the running game has slowed down here at the end of the second half. Now, I know you have the Miles Thiel just run for a touchdown, but Brock Johnson has largely been quiet since scoring that early touchdown for the Vikings. No big runs for the junior running back, and that is a definite credit to the way that Kindred had, or I should say that Horace has been playing him. But if you're the Vikings, how do you get Brock Johnson a little bit more involved in this second half? It's not an easy task. The Vikings, or I should say the Hawks, have really been keying in on him, playing great defensive line, doing a great job at the defensive line to dirty things up and not give him those clean looks that he was so used to in last week's game. But getting Brock Johnson a little bit more involved in this one, to me, is going to be very important to the Kindred Vikings' ability to walk away victorious in this one against the Hawks. That's what we're going to look for in this second half of action. Both teams getting done with their out-of-break stretches, and we'll be ready to kick things off here momentarily. We'll take our final break. When we come back, third quarter action from the Horace Hawks football field. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial sales and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
All right, thank you again to First Class Mortgage for bringing us that halftime show and the sponsor of that halftime show. Third quarter about to get underway. The Kindred Vikings will kick off as Horace won the toss and deferred to the second half. Back to receive are Green and Bauer as Menji will kick things off from the 40. 20-13, your score, 24 minutes of what has been a fun 24 minutes to begin, as Menji's kick end over end will bounce in front of Green, who will take it inside the 10. He'll run to the far sideline, then turn on the Jets, looking for some space, puts it back towards the middle of the field, sheds a tackle, and it will be brought down just shy of midfield. A great run by Aiden Green to begin things here for the Hawks in the second half. Well, Matthew. And that run is nullified by a hold penalty. I was looking around. It didn't appear to be that the referees are spotting the ball as quickly as possible. A flag had fallen on the 30-yard line on the far side. And so My ability to see was blocked by the traffic between teams coming on and off the field. 45, by the way, for Horace is Liam Gladeau, and that hold pushes the ball back to the 18-yard line. So forget the great run to begin things. Horace will start deep in their own territory, and it is a pitch out to the outside. It's Garai trying to get past Kindred defenders. Boy, they do say that was fumbled. I thought he might have been down, but no, it's a fumble, and it's recovered by the Vikings. Boy, Ty Garai tried to get in between two blockers and run it upfield. And the Hawks trying to get an answer on, boy, it looked so close to the ground, but that lineman right near the play threw the blue beanie indicating, or the blue bean bag indicating fumble. And so trying to get Garai involved in a little swing play and a fumble just 15 seconds into this half. Going to be a handoff to Johnson up the middle, running through the defense past the 5 to the 3. A 13-yard run on first down, and it's 1st and goal.
Stop made by the Hawks, number 15, Casey Nordic.
And already Kindred knocking on the door. Just absolutely not the start you want to have if you're Horace. Already down by 7. And they didn't push the ball at the end of the first half. If we remember that, they kind of sat on it because if you're thinking we're going to get the ball to start the half and let's go down and do something, as Thielgis is tripped up in the backfield. Great penetration on the inside by Nordic. And so the TFL will set up a 2nd and goal. Guy that we haven't heard from tonight, and he's been kind of walking around without his helmet, Gavin Stone, 5'11", 220-pound senior, defensive lineman for this Horace team. He's been out most of this game. Here's a double reverse. Brooks Bacco cuts inside one of the defenders for Horace and then runs it in for the touchdown. Kerpur Fuchs had an opportunity to get Bacco down for a 2-yard loss at the 5. A quick little cut by Bacco sheds the defender, and he runs in for the touchdown. And it's 26-13 as Hess is on to attempt the extra point. Kicks down, or pardon me, snaps down, kick is up, and very good. And just like that, 27-13 with 10:22. 10:25, I should say, to go in this third quarter. We'll keep it right here.
Seconds remaining here in the first, or in the third quarter. Vikings take
27-13. So for the Vikings, the starts to both halves have been ugly. An 89-yard touchdown run to begin the game. And then a fumble on the first offensive play of the second half that Kindred turns into points. The second turnover for Horace offensively tonight. The other one resulted in points as well as a Bacco interception. Ended up turning into a 1-yard touchdown run by Thielgis. So 14 points off turnovers for Kindred. Really the difference in this one is Green will take that. It looked like it was about to go out of bounds, but Green will end up picking it up and then taking it out at the 25-yard line. So a short kick again, or at least an angled kick to try to keep it out of the hands of Green and the return team for Horace. And the Hawks will start things at the 25.
Ball plays at the 25-yard line.
Well, let's see what Horace can do here. The one silver lining, if you will, is there's so much time left in this game, and they were able to climb out of a 13-point deficit earlier as this handoff to Otterson as he takes to the right side, and he continues to shed Kindred tackles. Otterson, what a strong run by the senior. And he gets it all the way to the 39, a 14-yard run by Otterson, who it's felt like tonight has ran a little bit more effectively than Garai. This is the luxury you have if you're Coach McMahon in this offense of being able to have two strong running backs that you can go to. And we're going to get another false start on Horace. I believe that's their third one as Bartles, the junior, ends up committing the penalty. And it'll set up a 1st and 15. Shotgun formation. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Dick takes a snap. Play action, looks to the right, throws to the right, and throws it out of the reach of his intended target. Looking for Brett Livingston on the outside. Threw it too far to his left side, and it goes into the Kindred bench. 2nd and 15 for the Hawks. You have Whipple asking his traveling contingent to get into it, and a solid traveling contingent at that. A lot of Viking fans made the quick drive up north to this Horace field. It's a handoff up the middle and nowhere to go. Dylan Otterson is ripped down. Luke Starcevic in the backfield with Brock Johnson as well. And it is a 3rd and distance for the Hawks. 15 yards to get a 1st down. The marker set up at Horace's own 49-yard line. Maybe a little bit premature to say, but this is a big play early on for the Hawks. It feels that way anyways as Dick looks, throws a goal ball over the right side, incomplete, and there's the flag. Boy, Hess all over Livingston. Now the hat came off, and I think that's what Burgad's going to argue, is that if the hat comes off, is he an actual eligible receiver? But I don't think he has an argument there because I think the penalty started almost from the onset. Livingston had Hess beat, and that goal ball throw ends up being a 1st down on the pass interference play, and a big 1st down at that for Horace. Now, when you see the hat of that far linesman go off, that means that receiver has ran out of bounds. But in his indication, that was a forced out of bounds, or at least just never given the opportunity was Livingston to make that play. A little shotgun formation. Otterson cannot get the ball. They're going to call incomplete pass. It almost looked like it was thrown behind Otterson. And I'm surprised they did call that an incomplete pass. That was very close to being a lateral play. The incomplete ends up making it 2nd and 10. We'll say Horace has tried to move the ball through the air a little bit more early on in this quarter, something that I said at the halftime show they were going to have to do, I felt, to be able to give themselves an opportunity. As this throws to Green, nice little cut inside, and then bounce to the outside, and the ball comes out again. But I do believe Horace ends up with it, as Green, who is now slowly getting up from the turf, and it is recovered by Horace at the 42-yard line. So we'll set up a 3rd and 1. So almost a couple more yards gained because of the fumble. And a 3rd and 1, a 3rd and manageable. It was a nice cut by Green on the initial catch. By cutting to the inside, was able to gain just a couple more yards. Important yards for Horace, because now the position at 3rd and 1 as the pass is thrown behind the intended target on the inside. Was trying to get it to Bauer. Throws it behind him. And it will set up a 4th and 1. And it's at the Kindred 42. But with 7:47 to go in this 3rd quarter, again, important play for Horace, down 14 points in this one. Garai and foul in the backfield. We've seen this formation before. Who's it going to go to? It's going to go to Garai. Then it's a little handoff on the inside to Otterson, who gets the first down. Past the 40 to the 37-yard line. And that formation was used quite a bit at the red zone, going this direction, in fact, to that end zone by Horace when they scored their last touchdown. They used that formation again to get a big first down with under 7:30 to go in this quarter, and they stick with that formation again. Found Garai. It'll be Garai running left, gets a block, cuts inside, almost loses the ball again, and then is taken down. Boy, Kindred now is getting so much penetration from that defensive line that Garai can't find much getting to the outside on those runs. And we'll set up a 2nd and 11 from the 38-yard line. Shotgun formation for Dick. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Looks like he has single coverage on the right as he puts Green in motion. It'll be a pitch pass to Green. Green cuts it up, looking for some room, trying to get through some tackles. Cannot. Brooks Bacco there to take him down at the 35-yard line. Got a couple yards past the original line of scrimmage. 3 in total to the 35-yard line, but it will set up a 3rd and 8. So Dick in this offense trying to find something that they can use, get some momentum back in their favor. Down 13 to 27, put a man in motion. Dick, it'll hand it off to Otterson. He'll run it up the middle for just a couple yards. Past the 35 to the 33, an interesting play call as on a 3rd and 8, maybe just trying to get more yards to set up a 4th down and manageable was the Hawk offense. Because running up the middle just has not worked for this Horace team for the last few plays. A 4th and 6 with 5:20 to go as Dick is in the shotgun formation. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. He looks to his left, has pressure, throws it out to his left, and it's caught out there on the left. When is it enough for a first down is the question. And I don't think it is. I think he's short. No, they're going to give it to him. Boy, the way that not only the defense for Kindred acted, but so did Theo Seeley. He thought he didn't get enough yardage. Going off that reaction, I thought he was short, but he was right at the line to gain. And so a first down throw to Seeley. And the Hawks continue to move this ball down the field. A couple of big 4th down conversions for Horace as Otterson makes the cut. Is met by Johnson past the 20. Up to the 16-yard line and a first down run for Otterson. As the Hawks continue to keep their chances alive in this one on what has been just a fantastic drive from this offense. As Otterson again up the middle, and this time no thank you. Great play on the inside. Looked to be Tannen Johnson. We talked about Tannen Johnson coming into this one. He had a big game last week against Devils Lake. 8 tackles, 7 solo, 2 sacks, and 4 TFLs. Has been relatively quiet throughout this one, but not there as the tackle for no gain is made by Johnson. Shotgun formation. Dick will throw to the right. It's Green who tried to take off without the ball. And he was going to cut to the inside. Luke Starcevic was coming for him as well. With the incomplete pass, we'll set up a 3rd and 10 as Otterson needs a breather. Ty Garai, who was getting checked out on the sideline, mind you. He had come off earlier, was looking at his hand. And he's kind of flexing that left one, which is what he was looking at before. He's back by Dick in the shotgun formation. Little play action. Dick looks left, fires it left, and it is incomplete. Seeley tried to make a nice reception as he was diving out of bounds, keeping his feet in. Had he caught it, would have been short of the first down by a few yards, but again, would have set up a 4th and manageable. And again, for the Hawks, what you have here is another 4th down play. They've converted on 2 of them so far on this drive, and we're looking to convert on a 3rd to keep their chances alive in this one. It is the 3rd quarter, but the way Kindred's been playing, you feel like you have to get this one. It's thrown over the middle, and it's caught by Bauer up at the 6. So you've got the near side saying 6. It looks like the far side is saying 7. They go with the near side guy. That is a 1st down again. As Bauer, right at the 6, made the catch and that was taken down. Dick, give him credit as well. He was under some pressure, hung in there, climbed the pocket, made the throw. And again, 3 times the Hawks have converted on 4th down on this drive. And then a flag, and we're going to get a false start. So a false start again for Horace. Many times they've done that. It's on Bartles again. So the original line of scrimmage was the 6, and this will go back to the 11. So 1st and goal from the 11. Horace just is not making this easy on themselves. But they continue to find ways to keep the ball in the hands of the offense. And can they find a way now? There's no more 1st downs to be had, just touchdowns as Dick will throw it to the left. It's caught by Bauer, makes a cut, cuts to the outside, and then is taken out inside the 5. Izzy Bauer with a nice run after the catch as Johnson comes up with a tackle along with Jeremy Knight on that outside, but up to the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal from the 4. Garai lines right up behind Dick in the shotgun formation. Going to be handoff. Garai up the middle. Can he get in? Yes! Touchdown! Garai! 4 yards out and a score! What a huge drive for the Hawks as they cut the lead down to 8 for Kindred. As Kissel is on to attempt the extra point. Ball down, kick is up, and Kissel has put it through, and the extra point is good. 27-20 with 2:35 to go in the 3rd quarter. What a fun one here from Horace. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered. servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Dan Gutterson, Joey Hughes back with you here as the Horace Hawks stay alive in this one. What a third quarter drive for this Hawks football team. 3 times they faced fourth down and 3 times they converted. And it wasn't like it was 3 4th and 1s. There were a couple 4th and 10s mixed in there, as Kissel's kick is just a little pooch kick, and then it is going to be grabbed in and brought down for Kindred at the 34-yard line. So Kissel given strict direction to not even put that ball anywhere near Hess and just let Seaberg and the Vikings up receivers, or the up man, take care of those ones. But boy, the Hawks staying in this one with some incredible tenacity and grit throughout that drive. And the touchdown makes it 27-20. And now it's the defense side of the ball. Can they stop this Kindred offense? The Vikings, 14 points off turnovers. Both their last touchdowns have come off turnovers as Brock Johnson continues to run through arm tackles. One man cannot stop him. And a first down for Johnson up to the 49-yard line. Brock Johnson, as we said at the halftime show, we'd like to see more of him in this second half. He had a solid run on the touchdown drive, a short touchdown drive at that, to kick things off for Kindred on their first scoring drive of the game, or pardon me, the half. And here a solid run as well, 14 to the 49. Shotgun formation for Whipple, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Johnson in the backfield with him. He'll take the snap. He'll hand it off. Johnson again, cuts inside, and then is wrestled down by a host of Vikings. First to get there, Gladu. So a gain of about 2 for Johnson, and he'll set up a 2nd and 8. Shotgun formation. Whipple. No, it's Thiel, just direct snap, takes it. He is popped at about the 47-yard line. Good hard hit by that Horace D. And Thiel just feeling the effects of that one. Coming up to make the tackle for Horace was Kaysen Nordic. And Thiel just still down at about midfield with 56 seconds to go in this third quarter. 27-20 our score. And I don't know if they're working out a cramp or not. I believe they are with the way that they're grabbing the hydration. Well, as it stands, with 56 seconds to go in this quarter, we'll keep it right here. And Steele just is able to get up and run off under his own power. So he'll take this third down play off on 3rd and 6 on the Kindred side, pardon me, on the Horace side of the 46-yard line. A little bit of a situation brewing right now for the Hawks. Cooper Fuchs, probably the Hawks' best defensive player, has been taken out of the game by, it looks like, the medical staff, and I'm not sure why. We'll try to see what more is going on there, but it's a critical third down play for the Hawks here as Johnson gets it up the middle. He's got nowhere to run. The defense rises to the occasion without one of their best players. A stop on 3rd and 6 will bring up a 4th and 6. And so a decision here for Coach Burgad as Fuchs comes right back in, so no harm, no foul. replacing him on that possession was Aiden Bjorn. And so I'm guessing Burgad's going to just delay this decision until the fourth quarter. He doesn't have to get off, or the Vikings don't have to take another play. And they're going to just let this clock drain all the way down to 0-0. An entertaining and fun third quarter. Nothing has been decided yet. We got 12 more minutes to declare a winner. 27-20 your score. Kindred on top after 3. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event. Dan Gutterson, Joey Hughes back with you. Thank you to Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency for that third quarter timeout. From banking to insurance, let Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency handle your requests. For more information, go online to kindredstatebank.com. Remember to stay tuned for the Tommy's Express Car Wash post-game show, where we will name the Agassi Precision Player of the Game and the Enbridge Player of the Game, along with getting our DJ Coulter agency interviews during that post-game show. We're 12 minutes away from that show taking place, and maybe more. This has been such a tightly contested game and a fun and entertaining one at that. And on a 4th and 6 to begin the fourth quarter, Kindred appears to be in their punting formation. It's Brooks Bacco, their punter, who takes it, and he does punt it away. As Green is back to retrieve it, he'll take it at the 10, looking for room, tries to stiff arm a defender, cannot! That's Sawyer Hess on the outside with a great play. Pardon me, that's Graham Hess, Sawyer's brother, but still, Graham or Sawyer don't matter. There's some special team demons in that family. Big play by Graham Hess to take down Green at the 10. Now, on the last scoring drive for Horace, they started deep in their own territory as well. They attacked that drive as if their game life depended on it. The question remains, will they attack this drive in the same manner? With 11:53 to go in this game, down a score. Dick looks left, fires left. That's a deep throw out there, but it is caught out there on the outside by Theo Seeley. Tries to get as much as he can. It ends up being just a couple yards, maybe 3 up to the 13, and a 2nd and 7.
Pushed out by a gang of Vikings, led by number 52, Jeremy Knight.
So Dick, who threw all the way to the Kindred side of the field, the far side of the field, now they're on the far hash mark on a 2nd and 7. They split it out, 2 on each side. Shotgun formation. Dick again looking to pass. He'll throw it. Has a man open, and it is Green who makes the catch, and he slips by the defender. There he goes. The 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Horace! An 87-yard strike for the Hawks. And they're an extra point away from tying this one up. And the Hawks are going to go for 2. My goodness. They got that ball back with 11:53 to go in this game. They marched 90 yards in 2 plays in less than a minute. Obviously, one of those plays, an 87-yard strike. But the Hawks now looking to go for 2 to try and take a lead. Foul on Garai in the backfield. They take a low snap, and it's foul. Tries to find his way. He's cutting, and he won't get there. Kindred stands tall and holds on to the lead at 27-26. But Horace. All the momentum on their side after that play. Down 1 with 10:57 to go. We pause. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
The Kindred Public School District looks to collaboratively cultivate an environment that challenges learners to reach their full potential in a student-centered, community-supported environment while building authentic relationships that promotes active engagement in learning, literacy, and life. Kindred Public Schools' mission is to educate, prepare, and maximize student potential. Kindred Public School District, student-centered, community-supported. For more info about upcoming school events and news, go online to kindred.k12.us.
Well, 27-26 your score. Dan Gunnarsson, Joey Hughes with you at the Horace High School football field. A dandy of a game. Week 2 of the season. And we have been in for a treat. 87-yard pass to Aiden Green, who made the catch in stride, and then just a little move, avoided a defender, and then was gone. His second touchdown reception of the game, and it's going to be a pooch kick. And then that one comes off the Kindred defender. And then it is fumbled forward into the hands of Kindred. It looks like Brock Johnson ends up with the ball. I don't know why Horace's hands are up. There was a fair catch called for, but it was a fumble, and the ball is kicked forward. So is the question that the ball is dead upon the fumble? We'll see what we get here. Oh, an inadvertent whistle causes for a re-kick. So what Horace has been doing mostly in this second half has been kickoffs that are short. And they started to get a little bit shorter in the first half, but they've been just shorter and shorter from Kissel as they've gone on. And so he was kicking it towards the sideline, his sideline. When we would do things like this in high school, we would have a coach kind of find his way into a spot on the sideline that he wanted his kicker to put it. And so I would tell you that it's probably going to be around the 30-yard line is where he's trying to aim, as Brock Johnson has pushed his way up. And the kick is a deep one now as Kissel kind of reverses field into the hands of Hess. This man has a kickoff return for a touchdown already tonight, and a good return there. Not of the touchdown return variety, but past the 35. As Hess stays on his back, and we've got another cramping situation for the Vikings. 27-26 with 10:50 to go in this game. Get an opportunity here to see if we can get some updates from around the state on our scoreboard, as many games have kicked off and are probably about an hour in. 6-3 is our score. Davies up on Century. West Fargo up 21-7 on Legacy 6 minutes ago in the second quarter. Bismarck up on Fargo North 14-0. That one 10 minutes ago in the second. Shanley up 21-6 on Mandan. That one 11:15 to go in the second. And Dickinson up 21-0 on Williston. That one early on in the first. In Class 2A, Minot North up 6-0 on Fargo South. That one early on in the second. Devils Lake and Central Cass all tied up at 7. That one halfway through the second quarter. 20-7. Grand Forks Central up on Jamestown with 5 to go in the second. Grand Forks Red River up 14-7 on St. Mary's. That one just about at halftime. And at the end of 3, Watford City all over Wahpeton at 32-0. 27-26 our score here, as Kindred will take over from their own 37-yard line, make it 38-yard line. It's a handoff, Johnson up the middle. Gain of about 3, and then dives forward after stopped at the 41 to the 44. Solid run on first down for Brock Johnson. Now we've seen Kindred, a couple of players cramp already. and something to watch for as a team that's depth is mostly dwarfed by the depth of Horace. A lot of guys play both ways for this Kindred team. It's going to be a pass play. Look out to the right, and it's caught by Bacco. Bacco then is cut down on the outside by Aiden Green, but a first down for the junior. Past the 50 to the 49, and already Kindred in Horace territory.
Shot made by the Hawks, number 1, Aiden Green.
This is the part of the game. If we go back to that interview with Coach Burgad at the pregame show, where he talked about drives and sustaining drives. Ending drives with punts is okay. Now, Kindred has only had to punt once tonight, but taking some time off the clock and giving your defense an opportunity to rest would be ideal as Thiel just runs it to the outside. He's not thinking rest for the defense. He's thinking 6 for the offense. Strong run past the 30 to the 29. Thiel just with a 20-yard run, and it's 1st and 10.
Shot made by number 15, Jason Nordic.
Nordic ended up having to come with the tackle. Another thing to watch for as well, and I'm starting to see this kind of show up at other parts of the field, is maybe not frustration, but definitely some familiarity between the teams. Blocks lasting longer than they should. Some tackles going a little bit extra hard as Johnson takes this one up the middle. Boy, 4 Hawk players there to take him down. Nice job. Tackle by Abram Gerdmanson. Plenty of tackles made by, plenty of tacklers, I should say, in that scrum for the Hawks. But to finish that point, because the game is close and these two have been playing so hard, sometimes emotions can be tougher to be kept in check. There hasn't been anything that would indicate early on that this game was going to go that way, but at 27-26 with 8:15 to go, just something to watch for as Whipple will throw it out to the left, and it's Bacco again as Bauer rides him out of bounds. But another first down. Bacco, who does have a touchdown tonight and an interception, hasn't been used in terms of taking the top off the defense. Shout out Randy Moss. But he has been used on those quick little stop routes. Horace has really given cushion to Bacco on the outside. And are given cushion here on the receivers. 10 yards by Bauer and Green on both wideouts, and now we get a flag. And we'll see what the call is. Kindred standing around. And there's a false start on the offense. Lincoln Swenson, the right guard. So we'll set up a 1st and 15. Brigade needs an explanation on the far side. Looks like he's still get one. As Kindred will set up on a 1st and 15. Ball sits at the Horace 29. Vikings up 1. Shotgun formation, handoff Johnson up the middle. Horace defense there to gather him up. It looks like we have a Kindred player down that's going to stop things. Just past the 18-yard line. This looks to be a little bit more serious than cramps. And so with just over 8 minutes to go in this game, we will pause. 27-26 is our score. The Vikings hold on to a 1-point lead and are driving here in the 4th. We'll be back. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
When you think about North Dakota State College of Science, don't think about college. Don't think about desks. Don't think about buildings. Don't think about our expert instructors or our high-tech classrooms. Think about that new pickup you'll soon be driving. Think about decorating your first apartments. Think about that great job that's already waiting for you. Then, think about how you'll be doing all of those things in just 2 years. North Dakota State College of Science, the smarter way to college.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Since 1981, Park Christian School has been educating the next generation of leaders in the Fargo, Moorhead, and West Fargo area. Park Christian's thoroughly Christian education and commitment to academic excellence has resulted in a confident tradition of student success. Students graduate from Park Christian School strong in their faith and well prepared for the rigors of college, career, and relationships. Call 218-236-0500 to schedule your visit or go online to parkchristianschool.org.
Prairie Supply has the expertise to help you tackle even the toughest jobs, from concrete and rebar to heat and winter construction services. Prairie Supply has extensive product lines with professional on-site solutions you can trust. Prairie Supply is a supplier of construction equipment and materials specializing in, but not limited to, concrete construction. Prairie Supply supporting the hard-working contractors in the field or at the drawing board. Visit prairiesupply.com today.
Dan Gunderson back with you. Trevor Olson for Kindred having to be helped off the field. Trevor, a junior right tackle for the Vikings. And so we will see to take a look to see who his replacement will be on the line. Looks like they will go on that right tackle position with Hudson Kasowski on this 2nd and 12. Whipple, pump fake, throws it to the left, has Baco open, touchdown! The double move leaves Bauer in the dust. And Baco, his 2nd touchdown of this game, and a 21-yard touchdown strike. And a great call from the Kindred offense as they go back on top by 7 and are a Hesse extra point away from making it an 8-point lead.
On to attempt the point after the touchdown, number 4, Graham Hess.
Kick is up and good for Hess. So 34-26 your score. The Vikings up by 8. This is first touchdown pass for Whipple tonight as well. Everything else for Kindred has been on the ground. And so Baco, just a beautiful pitch and catch with 7:35 to go. Now Baco, who was a All-Stater on the defensive side of the ball last year, probably going to find himself, I should say, in consideration of the All-State team on the offensive side of the ball this year. His size, his hands, he is the complete package. And you can see why he is so coveted by some of the most premier Division I college football schools in the nation. And of course, the two here in the state of North Dakota. Menji to kick it off, end over end, and it will go over the head and then out of bounds. And so, with a kick going out of bounds, the illegal procedure will allow for Horace to start with the ball on their own on the Kindred 35-yard line. Now, Horace can have. Yes, I was going to say Kindred does have the option to make. Horace does have the option to make Kindred re-kick.
When the kick goes out of bounds, they do have the option to re-kick or take the ball at the 35-yard line. The Hawks option to re-kick with the 5-yard.
Well, it's an interesting choice. And if you're Kindred, you look back and you see Bauer and Green kind of sneaking up a little bit. The ball went out at the 30, so Menji, who has been setting it up on the near sideline when he's on our near sideline, I should say, so he can kick it towards the Kindred side on this one. Flipped the field a little bit. He did that last time as well, and so he's trying to kind of place the ball, and this one is worse than the last one, as that one went out at the 40.
Ball needs to be placed at the 35-yard line.
And now we've got a whistle because I don't think he got the go-ahead from the referee. And so we're going to make him re-kick from the 35. Although the Horace team can't. Well, they're still about 10 yards away, I guess. Kind of a cluster, but we're getting things figured out here. It's Menji. There's the whistle. He goes, and the kick is again away, and then taken over the shoulder and then dropped by Horace. So all of that, and Horace had the opportunity to get the ball on the 35-yard line, and when it's all said and done, they'll take over at the 33. So an interesting sequence, to say the least, that resulted really in nothing of positive nature for the Hawks. Big drive coming here for Horace. Down 8 with 7:34 to go. On their last touchdown, they went for 2 instead of 1 to tie. And now, next score, they'll almost be put in a position to go for 2 as this one's thrown to the outside, and Bauer got out of his break late. And the pass goes into the Kindred sideline incomplete.
Pass intended for number 12, Izzy Bauer.
2nd and 10. We talked about what these teams needed to do at the break to become successful. For Kindred, it was running a little bit more of the Brock Johnson show. They haven't done that. Horace has done a great job of shoring up the run defense and staying strong there. We did say as well that Horace needed to air it out a little bit more, and that has come to fruition as Dick puts Green in motion. He'll throw it to Green. Green looking. He's going to try to throw it and does, and it's caught by Bauer and then incomplete. Both Green and Bauer are on their backside right now. It was Luke Starcevic who was putting the pressure on Green, who was able to get that one away for an incomplete pass to Bauer. And so, which could have been a big disaster, ends up resulting in an incompletion and a 3rd and 10. Both Green and Bauer paid the price for that one. It was a similar play call to something that Horace had run earlier in this game in the first half that ended up being a pass interference penalty. Horace, I don't think, is going to get this play off. They're going to have to call a timeout, and they do. As the play clock had melted down, Coach McMahon had twice given his direction to Dick and just was not able to get a play call in time, and so has to call the timeout, and we will pause as well with 7:22 to go in this game. 34-26 your score. Kindred on top. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
The Ringneck is the perfect stop for lunch or dinner in Leonard, North Dakota. They have a wide variety menu from burgers, wraps, steak, chicken, and seafood. For that small-town family-owned dining experience, check out the Ringneck today. To place an order ahead of time for takeout, call 701-645-2461. That's 701-645-2461. For more information and daily food specials, search the Ringneck on Facebook. That's the Ringneck in Leonard.
Coming out of the timeout, thank you to Kindred State Bank for an insurance agency for sponsoring that. From banking to insurance, let Kindred State Bank and insurance agency handle your requests. For more information, go online to kindredstatebank.com. 3rd and 10. Big third down play coming here as it's Dick in the shotgun. He looks and he'll run up. He's got spies, throws over the middle, wide open, and it is caught by Livingston into Kindred territory. And a first down to the 45. What a job by Dick to climb up in the pocket and find Livingston cutting across the middle for the first down. Coming into this game, Matthew Dick, the new quarterback for Horace, and we're going to get another false start. This one on Adam Bamba, who jumped out of his left guard position early when Kindred just a little shifting on the front side of the defense. Nothing out of the ordinary. They've been doing it all night, but I think that's just thrown Horace off so much. But back to Dick and his ascension to the quarterback position. And what has been impressive for me to watch is his poise in the pocket for someone who is only starting, I believe, his second varsity game of his career. His poise in the pocket has just been so impressive, and we're going to see what it looks like here as he's looking, and he'll throw, and it is, oh, it's picked up. No, is it? Yes, it looks like it's an interception. I can't see who ended up with the ball. Well, but coming up with the play, it's a pick. Just the way that one unfolded, the Kindred bench reacting the way that they did, the interception made by Miles Stroh on the throw. And Kindred comes up with a turnover, the third of the game.
By the officials, it is an interception.
For some reason, I didn't think that ball was caught, but the Kindred bench reacted in such a manner. And Stroh coming down with it. The interception was 6:27 to go. The third turnover of the game, and the second interception thrown by Dick. As it's going to be a handoff Johnson, who works his way up the middle for a short game to the 43-yard line. As Johnson lost his lid, and so he'll have to take a seat on the bench for at least one play.
Along with the host of Horace Hawks. 4-yard gain on the play makes it 2nd and 6.
And we'll set up a 2nd and 6. The Horace Hawks with 2 timeouts left need a stop on this drive. Boy, probably need a stop on this set of downs. As Kindred handed off to Thielgis, who finds way up the middle and a first down into Horace territory.
On the carry for the Vikings, number 8, Miles Field.
To the 49.
Yard is good enough for a first down. Kindred. Stop made by number
Of Horace, Kindred gets the first down. The life in the Horace Hawks right now looks a little bit deflated, and you can't really blame him after that interception. After I was praising Dick for his poise in the pocket as he was going to his left. I don't know if he necessarily needed to throw that ball where he did, throwing it away, or maybe trying to run for some yards. Could have been the better option there. But he threw it into traffic, and the result was a turnover. In the backfield, Johnson is hit, and he shakes out of the tackle, and then is shot down at the 45-yard line. Coming up to make a tackle from the safety position for the Hawks. Looked to be Jackson Narum. So a gain of 5 when it looked like Johnson was going to be cut down for a loss. He shook the defender in the backfield. And was able to gain positive yardage afterwards. put Thielgis in motion in the backfield with Whipple. He'll look to his right. He'll throw to his right, and it is. Oh, my goodness. Aiden Green made one heck of a play and read that the entire way. Well, Baco had burned Bauer on a double move for the touchdown earlier in this quarter, but he's on Green's side, and there's been a lot of just comeback routes in front of the corners, and Green sat on that one and broke perfectly, did everything right but make the catch, because if he does, it's 6 the other way for the Hawks. Right now, 3rd and 5 with 4:12 to go. It's a direct snap to Johnson, and Johnson taken down in the backfield. What a play by Fowl. A loss of 5 and a 4th and 9 coming up right near midfield for Kindred. A huge stop for the Hawks and a punt upcoming. Baco looking to the sidelines, getting his direction. You've got Aiden Green, who just about tied this thing with a pick 6 2 plays ago. And now Kurt Burgad calling out the signals as Baco will allow for the delay of game to take place and give Kindred at least 5 more yards of room to make this punt. Green standing at his 15. 3:24 to go. Man is an absolute game breaker, and I would be shocked if Baco puts it within 10 yards of him. This one's probably going straight out of bounds as the punt is up, and it takes a Kindred bounce inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. As I correctly thought, that one wasn't going to go anywhere near Green. Don't give that young man a chance. But he is going to be standing out there on the offense as Dick will get the call from his coach. Now, can the young man bounce back from an interception that luckily didn't end up in any kind of points for the Vikings? With 3:15 to go, down by 8. Ball on your own 18. Here we go. Shotgun, Dick will take it, hand it off to Otterson, who gets past the 20 and falls forward to about the 22-yard line. So a gain of 4 on the run for Otterson and the Hawks. We'll set up a 2nd and 6. Dick, shotgun formation again, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looks, will roll to his right, looking to his right, throws to his right, incomplete. His intended receiver, Green, short hopped him. On the coverage was Stroh. Dick didn't really have a lot of places he could go as Livingston is walking back to the huddle, a little gingerly. The pass protection was okay. Kindred sent 3. And they've tried to flood the passing lanes, knowing that Horace has 5 yards to pick up a first down and another 77 for a touchdown. They empty the backfield, and there's 4 on the left of Dick, 1 on his right. And he looks, he'll throw to the right, looking for a receiver. Boy, number 8 had a ton of jersey, and there it is. Yeah, Aiden Green could not get out of the grass. I know Kindred's got their hands up, but from our vantage point, that's either a defensive hold or pass interference on Thielgis. The ball was in the air, so it is pass interference and a 15-yard penalty. But I am not that great when it comes to the rules of football, or maybe diagnosing properly a pass interference. I knew that. I was calling that one from here. And the referee, who was in the deep secondary, threw that flag from about 30 yards. That was an easy call. And the hold or pass interference gives a first down on a 3rd and 5 for Horace and puts the ball on the 38. The corners bail back, and Horace will run it up the middle, and it's Otterson who's gotten the bulk of the carries in this second half, and then he's taken down by Starcevic after 2 yards. Plenty of time for Horace. There's no panic in their pace, but they have now gathered a sense of urgency. Dick, who'd usually go to the sidelines to get the call, probably have 2 in his pocket on that one. He takes it, play action, looks, and he'll throw out, and it's caught by Livingston. Nice hands catch, and he'll get to the outside at the 50. First down, and a move out of the chains for the Hawks. So again, with the clock stopping, not only because the chain's moving, but going out of bounds, Dick gets 2 calls from the head coach. Most likely, that's my guess, as he goes into the huddle and makes the call. From the 18 to the 50 is how we've gotten here for the Hawks. Clock at 2:05. Dick in a shotgun formation, 3 to his left, 1 to his right. Takes the snap, play action. He'll roll to his left, away from the pressure, and throw to the left, looks for Green, and throws it out of bounds. So the incomplete pass does stop the clock, as Dick will walk back to the sideline to get the call. It's an interesting way to get the plays in from the sideline, as most schools, even at the high school level, have gone up to a signal of some kind, or a play number sheet, if you will, as it's a handoff. Otterson, left side, finds room, first down, into the 36-yard line. A 14-yard run for Otterson, who again, he comes up gingerly after the run. Dick quickly into the huddle to get the call. Clock is running after the first down carry by Otterson. Pressure in Dick's face, he throws it. Oh. Right over the head of Stroh and into the hands of Green, who couldn't bring it in. It was a perfect throw from Dick, as Otterson's gonna have to come out. We haven't seen Garai much in this half, as Garai standing behind Otterson as well. So now you've got foul in there at the running back position. So they're already to their 3rd string running back with the ball at the 36 on a 2nd and 10. Dick takes it, has a pressure right up the middle, throws it, and it is picked off by Brock Johnson, who then is thrown down by Livingston. But the blitz from the Kindred linebackers caused the rush throw. Lincoln Swenson deserves that interception as much as Brock Johnson. With a minute 31 to go, Kindred comes up with the 4th turnover of the night from the Horace offense, and the 3rd pick thrown by Dick. But Kindred dialed up the blitz at the right time. Lincoln Swenson got right into the grill of Dick within seconds. He had no time to do anything. He threw it in hopes that his receivers would go get it, but he overthrew them and into the hands of Johnson. And the interception now gives Kindred the ball, up 8 with a minute 31 to go. It's a handoff to Johnson. 1 first down ends this thing, as Horace is going to burn timeouts. From the 11 to the 14, gain of 3. We'll set up a 2nd and 7. Horace was making some plays on that drive. And they were moving the ball. But the blitz from Kindred caused Dick to airmail a pass. It was 27, pardon me, it was 20 to 13 at the break. Kindred jumped up to a 27 to 13 lead after a turnover on the first play of the second half from Horace. And Horace, just like they did in the first half, climbed back from a 14-point deficit or a 2-score deficit, had an opportunity to tie the game after a 87-yard touchdown pass to Aiden Green, decided instead to go for 2, didn't convert. Coach Baco would score halfway through the fourth quarter to make it 34-26, and that's where we stand with 1:27 to go. And it's going to be a handoff. This one to Theelgis. Theelgis is going to be taken down at the 15. So, another timeout from Horace. And it'll be a 3rd and 6. And so Kindred here, the conversation would be, oh no, they're not going to call a timeout. Oh boy. So there's precious seconds taken off the clock. Are they going to give them those seconds back? Horace acted like they called timeout.
Timeout called on the field.
And it looks like they're signaling to the scorer to put 1:20 back on the clock. And they get that. So 1:20. So they do get about 8 seconds back after missing the initial timeout. I was surprised. I was about to kind of break into a conversation about strategy in this moment if you're Kindred. And the thought is 3rd and 6. No timeouts left for Horace. You run the ball, you dwindle the clock, you leave very little time, somewhere around, what, 40 seconds left, I think. If my math a little bit under, it's going to be a little bit under 40 seconds left for them to do anything. It's a lot of time, but not a lot of time. And the way that Dick has been throwing, there's a lot of interceptions that have been thrown by him in this second half, 2, in fact. And so do you run it and just put it back in their hands and say, go get it? Or do you try to throw this ball and get the first down? And we will see as Starcevic goes in motion left to right across the back of the formation. Field just runs the ball, stiffs arms one man, tries to hurdle another, and cannot as he goes down at the 14. So a run, but a long run to extend more time. And so you're going to end up having about, we got an injury timeout on the play. And this is a huge break for Horace. With 1:04 to go because of the injury timeout. Obviously unintended with the clock stopping, unable to see. It looks like maybe a potential another cramping situation for Kindred. They've had several of those. Now in this setup, you got 25 seconds left on the play clock. And again, stoppage for injury, I don't think means that the clock won't start on the sound of the whistle. But if that's the case, then you are looking at just under 40 seconds left on the game before they have to snap. As the Kindred player is able to get off under his own power. So Kindred will look to punt. So there's the clock as it starts on the whistle.
1 minute, 1 second remaining.
And Kindred will let this run all the way down. And by the time they snap it, we're probably going to be right at 40 seconds. Snap is low. Baco's kick is away. And it is to Green, who will pick it up. Oh, no, it goes off his shoulder pads, and then he'll just have to go down. He had the opportunity to return the ball. It was right to him. And again, he started to run before he had gained possession. And so down at the 44-yard line with 36 seconds to go. Not impossible, but again, Baco, because he was rushed, didn't have an opportunity to be probably a little bit more directional with his kick. He was just trying to get it away. And because of that, it was right to Green, who tried to catch it on the run, but unfortunately for him, he drops it, does the smart thing, gets on top of the ball, and Horace retains possession. But with 36 seconds to go, down 8, Horace needs a touchdown and 2. So Dick looking, he'll throw it. Looks for Livingston, who makes the catch. No, and then he drops it. Oh my goodness. He had the ball in his hands and then dropped it. It was at the 25. Would have been a huge completion on first down, but instead, incomplete, 2nd and 10. And the right call, in my opinion. He never really came down and made a football move with that one. It was caught for maybe a second or two, and then the Kindred defense knocks it out of his hands. It looked like Whipple was there on the coverage to knock it out of his hands.
56 yards to go.
And the play takes about 7 seconds off the clock. So Dick again, he'll back up. Here comes the pressure. Has a pocket in the middle, looking for Green. Green makes the catch down inside the 30. Took it away from Baco, but there is a flag. There's a flag on the play. Let's see what this call is. And the Horace team is indicating that it's on Kindred. But the way that the refs are standing, I think this will be, yes, it is going to be on Kindred, a personal foul, roughing the passer. And so now you tack on 15 yards. And it puts the ball inside the 15 to the 14. So not only do you have a catch, pardon me, with it being inside the 30, it's half the distance to the goal. Well, and see, here's the conversation that's being had right now, because Horace wants to know, why is that ball not further up? And I think they just told him halfway distance to go because of where the ball was spotted. And so now game clock runs. Ball is at the 17. Horace absolutely in this one. Looking left is Dick. He's got Livingston, overthrows him, incomplete. Pardon me, that's not Livingston, that's Seeley on the outside. Seeley looking to the referee for a penalty. I just think that was miscommunication between Dick and Seeley on the outside. Seeley kind of tucked it inside, and it looked like Dick wanted him to go to the outside. And so for that reason, the incomplete pass was thrown, but I get the sense that Seeley was thinking throwing on the inside here, and we'll go with it. Kindred's going to take a timeout. 2nd and 10, 18 seconds to go. We'll keep it right here because this game, plenty of drama remaining on this one. A reminder, we'll have during the Tommy's Express Car Wash post-game show an opportunity to talk with the winning head coach, who we are not even sure that's going to be at this point, and hopefully a player as well. This Agassi precision play of the game right now, you got to say that touchdown to Brooks Baco that put Kindred up by 8 is, or I should say 7, is the one that's kind of leading the way. But with 18 seconds to go and the ball sitting at the 17 for the Hawks, you really don't know. Aiden Green with a heck of a catch, by the way, at the 29. And then the personal foul, roughing the passer penalty on top of it. Just a huge sequence for the Hawks. They're going to empty the backfield as Dick will look to his left, and then he'll throw to his right. He's looking for Livingston, who makes the catch and a touchdown. The pitch and catch for 6, and Livingston from 17 yards out with 14 seconds to go has put Horace within 2. And now the all-important 2-point conversion. from the 3-yard line is where they set up the ball as Dick gets the call and runs it in. Now remember, Ty Garai not in right now. He's been pretty much non-existent or out of the game for the entire second half. And so Dylan Otterson is in the backfield. We are going to get a timeout from Kindred, and most likely to be expected. You can't take them with you. You don't get more for having any remaining when you go to overtime. And right now, Kindred's hoping to prevent that. Livingston, by the way, going right up against Sawyer Hess. And that was just a great ball thrown by Dick to the back shoulder. Livingston turned at the perfect time to come up with the throw. And one thing I've been super impressed with Livingston, it's all hands when he catches the ball. He does not let that ball get to his body. And it sticks like glue when it hits those mitts, which is surprising that he actually had the one knocked out of his hands earlier on this drive. But he is absolutely an option on this one. You've got Aiden Green in the slot, an option as well. And right now, Dylan Otterson, a little bit late to get into the formation, but he's out there to the left of Dick. Shotgun. Dick takes a snap, fakes the handoff, looks, pressure, throws, back of the end zone. It's caught, but out of bounds! Out of bounds! As Livingston came down with it, but couldn't stay in bounds. And Kindred survives on a 2-point conversion.
Pass is complete, but out of bounds.
With 14 seconds to go, the Vikings are just seconds away from opening up the season, not only at 2-0, but also a victory over a Class 3A school. There is the onside kick to be had, and so for Horace, well, you play this out with 14 seconds to go, onside kick, and then you get the ball, retain possession, right? You have, 8 seconds to go before the end of this game. And of course, it's got to go 5 yards. No, pardon me, 10 yards before it can be touched. As the Kindred players set up on the 50. My guess is that they're going to see how they come out. Kindred will, and they're going to call their final timeout. Horace gets the kicking tee in, and we'll set up. Watching the replay here in the booth, he was well out of bounds on that 2-point conversion was Livingston. And so here we go. And the kick is away, and it is a good kick as a flag flies. Kindred comes up with it. Flag is most likely going to be offsides on Horace anyways, and it is. And Kindred getting the possession, and that's it. I'm assuming Kindred will just decline this penalty and retain possession, and that should be game. And the Vikings are going to hang on with yet another win on the Horace Hawks football field.
Offside called against the Hawks. Five-yard penalty.
Well, that's interesting that they make them re-kick. I would have assumed that you just, because it's a live ball, it wasn't a dead ball upon the kick, so why wouldn't you just take the penalty or decline the penalty and retain possession? It's a weird sequence here as Horace is going to get another opportunity to get this ball back as it bounces off the Kindred player and then is kicked further into Kindred territory, and they come up with it, and now we can say it's over. And the Vikings will win. Second straight game they win on this field, but this one feels bigger than last week, as the Vikings coming to Horace's home field and spoil opening the homecoming for the Hawks with a 34-32 victory. What a game. What a hard-fought game by both teams. And a Hawks team that had so much talent kind of leave from last year's team, a state championship team, to show up in this way against a team that is most likely going to be in that state 2A championship. To come back not once but twice down 2 scores, along with scoring with 14 seconds to go to give yourself an opportunity. No shame in that game and a great effort by the Hawks, but Kindred walks away victorious. We will break. When we come back, it's the Tommy's Express Car Wash Show, and we hope to be joined by Coach Burgad and a player from the Kindred Vikings. Final here from Horace. The Hawks 34, the Vikings 32. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
Hi, we're Tommy's Express. Scan the QR code for a fast pass to a free month of washing. Our modern car wash offers a bright, open environment and a low-stress conveyor belt entry. Our signature scent, ceramic body wax, spot-free rinse, and heated blowers give you the best shine in town. Check out the wash for yourself. Washing your car is easy, fast, and fun. Visit Tommy's Express today.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Dan Gunnarsson back here on the Tommy's Express Car Wash post-game show as the Kindred Vikings finishing the handshakes at midfield and then running to their side of the end zone to celebrate a hard-fought 34-32 victory. Tommy's Express Car Wash, love your ride at locally owned Tommy's Express Car Wash. Sign up in the app for your free first month of unlimited washing. Make Tommy's Express Car Wash your spot to clean off winter salt, sand, and slush. Tommy's Express Car Wash with 2 locations in Fargo and 2 in Moorhead have the tools and the expertise to keep your car clean inside and out. 34-32, a lot of things going on in this game. We'll try to run down the scoring best we can, and then we will have a chance to talk to Coach Burgad after this one, along with a player of his choosing in the post-game show. Things kicked off, so to speak, relatively well for Kindred as they returned the opening kickoff, 89 yards for a touchdown. Sawyer has. PAT was no good, but they backed that up with another touchdown, a 2-yard run by Brock Johns. PAT was good with 3:47 to go in the first quarter, and quickly Kindred was up 13-0, but Horace, as they would prove all night, was not going to go away easily. A 57-yard touchdown pass from Dick to Green with 2:51 to go in the first made it 13-7. It was a little shovel pass, not one of the deep variety, although we'd have some fireworks later with those two. Horace would back that up again in the second quarter with a 1-yard touchdown run from foul. The PAT no good in that one with 7:48 to go in the half. Tied things up at 13 apiece. Then a couple of interceptions. First, Jason Nordic with 5:04 to go. But then Brooks Baco with 3:36 to go returned the favor. And that one set up Kindred with a 1-yard touchdown run by Thiel just with 1:11 to go to make it 20-13. That's how we would go into the half. Right away, with Horace getting the ball to begin the second half, a Garai fumble with 11:45 to go was recovered by Kindred and turned into points. Baco, a 3-yard run, ended up making it 27-13 and turning 2 turnovers into 14 points for the Vikings. But again, here came Horace. A 4-yard touchdown run by Garai with 2:35 to go in the third quarter made it 27-20. That unfortunately would be one of the last times we heard of Garai on the night. But it certainly wasn't one of the last times we'd hear from his teammate, Aiden Green, who was on the receiving end of an 87-yard touchdown pass from Dick with 10:57 to go in the fourth quarter. Horace decided at that point to go for two, did not make it, and trailed 27-26. The ensuing possession for Kindred was a strong one, as they were able to put it into the end zone on a 21-yard touchdown pass from Whipple to Baco. A double move freed him from Izzy Bauer, and with 7:35 left to go, it was 34-26. Matthew Dick would throw a couple of interceptions in the fourth quarter, one to Stroh and then one to Brock Johnson, but still Horace had an opportunity. With a minute to go, they stopped Kindred on a third down run and then got the ball back at their own 36 with 39 seconds to play. They would drive down the length of the field, and then Livingston found on a 17-yard pass from Dick for a touchdown with 14 seconds to go to make it 34-32. But of course, the two-point conversion needed to be converted in order for Horace to extend this into extra time. And unfortunately, on a pass again to Livingston in the back of the end zone, he came down out of bounds, and an incomplete ended the chance for Horace to tie and even win this game. What a fun game between these two. As advertised, they both came to play so well in tonight's contest. We are now going to take an opportunity to name our precision play of the game, brought to you by Agassi Precision Ag. We go back to that double move on the outside between Brooks Baco as he beat Izzy Bauer on the near sideline for that 21-yard touchdown pass. Why was that the precision play of the game? Well, without that touchdown, obviously Kindred doesn't come away victorious, but the play that went into it was the fact that Baco had been doing stops, quick comeback routes the entire night. And because of that double move, they were able to free him up and get the touchdown and the winning score for the Vikings. 34-32 the final, and that is our Agassi Precision play of the game. Your local precision planting dealer, Agassi Precision Ag in Hillsborough. Call 701-436-2119 or visit planterdoc.com. When we come back, we're joined by Coach Eric Burgad and a Kindred player for our post-game interview and the naming of our Enbridge player of the game. You're watching North Dakota High School football on your live event.
Ada Building Center has been serving the Red River Valley with exceptional customer service and competitive prices. From computer drafting, estimating, on-site consultations, free product delivery, they are there for you from start to finish. Ada Building Center, LLC, Highway 200 East Edge, Ada, or online, adabuildingcenter.com. They'll help you turn your project into a masterpiece. Ada Building Center, LLC, building dreams, one project at a time.
This is Chris from Agassi Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. How did your planting season go this year? Are you looking to make improvements for next year instead of breaking the bank on a whole new planter? Get the best price of the year on upgrades for your planter from Agassi Precision Ag this summer. Get $50 back per row per product for some of our best-selling solutions. Make the precision decision for your planter this summer. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or visit planterdoc.com for more information.
No job too big, no call too small. Bears Home Solutions handles it all. You need a bear in there, oh yeah. Keeping homes just right with expert care. Let our stars guide you when repairs scare. You need a bear in there.
Check out bearshomesolutions.com.
Give them the freedom to grow with the peace of mind of security and safety.
Let me do my thing. So get ready, get up, get ready, yeah.
America's Best Checking for Students from Bell Bank makes it easy to let them do their thing.
It's what it's all about.
Visit www.bell.bank/student-checking to learn more. Or stop into a branch near you to open an account today.
Let me do my thing.
Bell Bank, member FDIC.
Dan Gutterson back here with Luke Starcevic, our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. And Luke, a hard-fought win for you guys tonight against a really good Horace opponent. I mean, take us through that last drive, that last sequence. Start at the end and what you guys were thinking when they had 14 seconds left. They score the touchdown, and then the 2-point conversion, no good. Just kind of take me through those emotions and that feeling.
I mean, it was a crazy end of the game. I mean, we had drives at the end. We had like 3 of them where we stopped them. We were like, okay, this is the one. Let's get a first down. We didn't get it. We kept persevering, and that last drive, I mean, that touchdown throw, they got some momentum. It was a big stop on 4th down, or on the 2-point, and I'm really proud of the guys.
Your defensive line play tonight was really strong. Kind of shut down their running attack, which had been probably a point of emphasis coming in. What were you guys doing in order to be able to stop Garai and Otterson from really tearing you up?
Yeah, the biggest thing is we just played team defense. Everybody does their job to the best of their ability and goes out there every play and gives it their all. I mean, if everybody can do that, then it's going to end up good for us. So I think everybody did that pretty well tonight. We got film. Obviously, we're going to have things to fix, but I'm really proud of the guys. That's a big-time win.
Tell me about your teammate Brooks Bacco and just the night that he had, a couple big touchdown plays, especially the one here on this end with the double move.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you guys have been running those stops on the out all night. Did you know that one was coming and just thought that's touchdown easy?
Yeah, we got that play call in the huddle. I was like, we've thrown a lot of hitches tonight. I'm guessing they're going to bite. Brooks is probably going to be open. That kid just makes plays. I mean, he's fast. He can jump out of the gym or off the field here too. I mean, he's just a baller. So he, of course, came down with it. Super proud of him. Super proud of the guys. Again,
Huge win for you guys. Now, the first 2 games of the year have been big victories for you. Obviously, this means a ton coming into this home stadium and beating last year's 2A state champions, now in 3A. What do you take from this game to continue this momentum as the season continues, Luke?
Yeah, I mean, this is a big win for the guys. This is one marked on our calendar for sure. They're a big school, a lot bigger than Kindred. Had a lot of success last year. We knew it was their homecoming. We knew it was their banner night. We used that as fuel. And, I mean, this is just going to drive us even more throughout the year, knowing we can compete with anybody in the state.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
We're super excited. We're going to go out every week, prepare the same way, work as hard as we can every single day, and hopefully good things happen for us.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys can play with anybody this day. I don't know if you needed tonight's game to prove it, but now everybody else can see that. So congratulations, Luke, on the victory.
Appreciate it.
And I'll bring in your head coach. That's Luke Starcevic, our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. Life takes energy. So make sure and check out Enbridge Energy at enbridgeenergy.com. Coach, here we go. Big win. Coach Burgad joining me now on the post-game show. And this was one, like Luke said, you guys had circled coming into it. Why don't you, as a coach, kind of take me through those last few seconds and probably the franticness that's going through your mind as Horace just continues to drive it down the field, scoring at the end there, and then the 2-point conversion, no good.
Yeah, I mean, towards the end there, down the stretch, especially their attempt at the 2-point there, it gets stressful. You second guess yourself a little bit. You know, do you want to take another timeout, see what they're going to do? But at the end of the day, you just gotta make a call and trust the kids, and that's what we did. And they came up in a big way, like they did all night. I mean, there's times where it felt like a roller coaster of a game, plenty of peaks and plenty of valleys, but through that all, just good resolve, good fight out of our kids. We got a bunch of fighters, tough kids, and worked out for us tonight.
Well, you talk about that resolve because obviously you guys come away victorious on the scoreboard, but twice you had 2-score leads, and twice you saw those disappear before your eyes. What was the attitude after gaining the lead and then seeing it go from your kids on the sidelines?
Yeah, and we knew they were going to be able to come back and put drives together. We never got too high. Every time we scored, it was okay. Focus back in. We got to get a stop because they're going to come storming back. So, just trying to take a one play at a time mentality, and usually the scoreboard looks good if you approach a game that way. So that's what we did, and worked out our way.
Let's talk about that touchdown pass in the corner. There's so many plays that we could highlight, but I like that one in large part because it was all night, and Luke said it too. The hitch routes were just constant. It wasn't trying to take the top off the defense. It was, we know this is going to be there. We're going to take what it is. And in a moment when a score was necessary, you dialed up the right call. Take me through kind of that sequence and what you guys were seeing when the call went in.
Yeah, and Luke explained it really well there. I was listening, but beautiful play call by Coach Starcevic. And, you know, in those big moments, you want the ball in your playmaker's hands. So you got to dial it up for 2 in a situation like that, and he executed it well. Line gave Whipple good time to throw it, and Gabe threw a dot. So well-executed play that we needed badly.
The future for you guys, obviously, much more season to come. You've got so many more games left on the schedule. But what do you use from this game as fuel or motivation throughout the rest of the season?
Yeah, what we said in the huddle when we were breaking down there is, one, you got to be proud of what you did and just know that we haven't even scratched the surface yet. You know, it's in a week 2 game, you know, one that was so emotional and one that we wanted to play in and perform well in so badly. It feels great, but we know there's a ton of work to do yet. So happy with this one. Told the kids to enjoy it, enjoy the night, but got to flip the page on Monday and come back and get ready for St. Mary's.
Yeah, St. Mary's the next opponent for Kindred and plenty of season left to go. As emotional as this one is, I look through the calendar and I know there's so many more big ones. Central Cass at the end of the year, for example, that are going to be on your mind, but a huge win for you, Coach, and a huge win for Kindred tonight against Horace. So congratulations on the W.
Yeah, thank you.
You bet. That was head coach Eric Brigad of Kindred giving us his interview for that post-game show. That's going to do it from the Horace High School. For Joey Hughes, I'm Dan Gunnarsson saying thank you so much to our sponsors, and thank you so much for watching tonight's broadcast of North Dakota High School football on your live event.